Beyond Saltmarsh is a game played by adults and recorded for an adult audience. Sometimes we use adult language, explore adult topics. Consider yourself warned.
Oh my god. Hey everybody, welcome to the Superior Adventurers Guild. My name's Dave, your humble dungeon master, and we are back with an intervention. A new game session of Beyond Saltmarsh, which perhaps does have an intervention. I don't know what these guys are going to do. These are my friends. They play D&D with me every Wednesday night. My Beyond Saltmarsh good buddies. Say hi to my good buddies.
Hello.
Hello.
Hey.
Welcome back, everybody. It's been a long week. I'm really glad that we're here. It's been a busy week. We've had people banging on ceilings. We've had people stuffing sandwiches in their face last minute. I hope you don't get indigestion, Kirk. And we're going to dive into this game by hook or crook. It's going to happen. Before we do that, I would like for you, my friends, to introduce yourselves. We'll go around the virtual tabletop here and start with my good buddy from a long, long, long time ago and continues to be my good buddy, Andy.
Hey, how's it going? My name is Andy. I am playing Runar Deg, a 10th level human dual sword wielding battlemaster fighter and captain of the good buddy. And yeah, I'm just happy to be here and I can't wait to get started.
Aw,
Been looking forward to it.
What a sweetheart.
Mhm.
Roll a wisdom save. Just kidding.
Okay.
Hey, Michael, let's jump over to you.
Do I have to actually jump? Is this a new act?
Just do the mime thing.
Miming jumping is the same as jumping. Just
Shoot.
like
It's
playing.
a loophole. It's a loophole.
Just like playing Theo, a hexblade warlock who is many positions on the good buddy and is here to murder shit, is the same as miming doing that. Except, technically, if you're playing him, even if you're miming it, you're talking. That's confusing. I'm gonna stop talking now.
One of my biggest questions, Michael, is what is Theo's favorite position on the good buddy? We can answer that later. We're going to move on actually to Ashley.
Hey everybody, I'm Ashley, Minnesota Muse 99 on Twitter, and I am playing for you tonight Feyre Evenstar, the 10th level half-elf glamour bard. And sometimes they change into super cool animals like the giant eagle, the octopi, the shark,
And
The baby shark.
T-Rex.
and the T-Rex.
that's awesome. Well, I guess we'll have to find out what's in store for polymorph tonight. Who knows? We might get a little polymorph action. Before we get to that, though, let's move over to Kirk.
Hello, I'm Kirk, and I'm playing Byron Hern, the rogue of the group, the stealthy one, the destroyer of worlds, the stealer of... Well, no, actually, I'm turning a new leaf. I found Biori. I feel like I'm not going to take my next level into Druid, but
Have you considered Ranger?
spiritually, I will. Spiritually,
Actually,
I'm taking a Druid level.
a couple
Not
levels of
really
Ranger would
gonna
probably
do
be
that.
murderously good.
Raging, like barbarian.
No, Ranger.
Oh,
So like
I
if a
mean-
druid could fight.
So check this out. That's real.
Mhm.
That's 100% real. That's not
not role playing right there.
That's not role playing, right? That's not that's real. So think
Wow.
about that.
You heard it here first, folks.
Welcome
Kirk
to the
is-
gun show.
Kirk is ripped.
Yeah.
Oh boy. All right. Well, thanks for being here, you guys. Holy cats. I want to say thank you to our campaign sponsors over at CZRPG. They've been with us for time immemorial. Is that how you say it? Something like that. For a long time. You could say that too. We appreciate them supporting us. We want to support them. So check out the link that Kirk's about to drop to their Patreon. They've got an awesome Patreon. They pump out adventures and a ton of maps every month. We are lucky enough to be giving away a copy of Encounters in Barovia tonight at the end of the stream. If you would like to be entered to win, all you have to do is type !drawing and you'll be entered. This thing is rad. It's 48 pages, alternate versions of the special events that are in the Curse of Strahd campaign for 5th edition. There's new creatures, new items, and just a boatload, a metric boatload to be specific, of maps, including the Black Carriage. Bum, bum, bum. So if you're playing in Barovia in the Curse of Strahd campaign, or you've got a dungeon master who's running games that you know and love, you might want to get this for them and you might win it. So thank you to CZRPG for that, and then also a massive shout out to our game sponsors at Old Goat Brew Company. Brew Company? Do they make beer now? They do. You guys, sorry, you just changed your business model. You're doing breweries now. Beard Company,
Oil,
in fact.
soaps, and beer.
It's all the same,
It's a
right?
national
Pretty much.
combination.
I put beer in my beard every Wednesday night. And I also put this in my beard. Old Goat Beard Company beard oil. This stuff is pretty awesome. This, in fact, is cedar and leather. I love this scent. I get so many compliments on my really rapidly graying beard. I don't know what happened, guys, over the last 3 months, but it's gotten extremely gray.
Pandemic.
Yeah. Pandemic.
We all got old real
grays.
quick.
Yeah, we sure did. Hey, that's okay. I'm going to go gray gracefully. I don't know.
Mhm.
Anyways, drawing.
Gracefully.
Gracefully. Ooh, nice.
Great band name.
Possibly. All right. So, Old Goat Beard Company, we're going to give away a vial of the oil. So get in, drawing. We'll get to that later this evening. Thank you all for being here. If you want to support the channel, you can follow the channel. I don't know why you wouldn't be already. Do it. You could sub. You can use bits to cheer and give our heroes advantage points so that they can survive another episode. All that good jazz. And we're excited to have you. However you join us and however you contribute, we appreciate you all. So let's get into a recap of our previous session here. It was a doozy. The Deg Gang had continued south, rejoining this small band of refugees that you'd met in South Fort. They were from South Fort Azure. You had met them in the jungle. You eventually left the jungle with these refugees, climbing into the Plazarian Mountains. You traversed the rugged slopes and crested a ridgeline, encouraging and aiding the weary travelers on the way up. You discovered a strange obsidian spire that immediately drew your attention, and you investigated it, sending Chuck, your baboon familiar, up the spire to suss out the situation. And if the sort of geological formation wasn't weird enough, there was a bunch of odd gnome-like stuff, bouquets of flowers, gnome figurines, a pair of tiny gnome boots, and an ivory flute, super creepy. Runar found piles of bones at the base of the spire. And you placed the bones back into their rightful resting place, which was great for your morale and to give a bit of a reverence to the fallen gnomes. You continued on, descending into deep incised canyons, and Feyre, who emerged as the bard ranger of the group, led you forward into the wilderness, eventually coming upon what turned out to be the perfect campsite. Almost as if it was fated to happen, that you were meant to find this place. But as you made preparations to rest, torches being lit around the campsite, you realized that you were surrounded by a squad of elven warriors, bows readied and arrows nocked. Their leader, an elf named Erendriel, questioned you guys and informed you of your trespass into Namashal territory. Erendriel questioned the party's motivations, shed no tear at the story of the loss of the coastal fort, which they asserted was the toehold of slavers and colonialists. Feyre made a successful plea to allow the refugees safe haven through the night and ended up playing a melodic tune to quell the tension, which was successful. The conversation then moved to the campfire where pipes were lit and the story of the Namashal was shared with the party. And at some point, Riali's map was presented, and the quest to find the lost city of Tomoe-chan became the center of attention amongst the party and this elf named Erendriel. Erendriel provided some details about locations on the map, warnings, a bit of lore, more warnings, a little bit more lore, and then finished up with some more warnings. The next day, Arendriel took you to his village where you met Kalima, a spiritual leader of sorts, and at a request from Theo for additional information, there was a request in kind for you to make some sort of an offering. Mention was made of the Spring of Splendor, a life-giving spring in the sacred Placerian grove that had been somewhat diminished by the evil force known as the Nogalbu, and should the party rid the grove of this plague, they could seek counsel with the great Argosalan, a Ravenala guardian of the grove who had been afflicted with something that they called a nightmare sleep for generations, triggered by a dark trickster, this Nogalbu, who absconded with, turns out, was a sacred blue crystal called the Shard of Elenstra. And curiously, it was similar to the crystal that the Deg Gang recovered from Hyakutake crater, but in this case, it was shaped more in the form of a unicorn horn. The decision was then made to help the elves defeat Nogalbu and wake Argosalan from the long sleep. And as we ended the session, you had made your way to the Spring of Splendor to investigate the resting place of this guardian of the grove. My friends, as you walk through this place, let me get over to this screen here. You're led down a well-traveled, narrow pathway, crossing a small footbridge, and that goes over a small stream, and then a second small stream, and a third. Eventually, the route intersects a deep canyon bluff, and it overlooks this kind of like a sinkhole in the landscape. And you look down, and you can see that it is filled with dense foliage. The waters are plunging from these streams are plunging over the edge into this deep cavern, this chasm, and there's this kind of roar of the falls that sort of obscures the sounds of the jungle. You begin to descend down this treacherous stone staircase following Kalima and Arendriel, and they lead you into this deep grove, eventually far enough away from the falling waters where you can start to hear the sounds of the forest again, and you find yourselves on the edge of an azure pool, recognizing the pool from an earlier vision that you'd had when you smoked the good stuff with Kalima earlier. The shoreline stands an ancient, moss-covered fane of stone and vine, the Shrine of El Nestra. As you walk to the shoreline, my friends, what would you like to do?
Push Byron in. Wait, no. That's a bad idea.
It's always an
You
option.
If you're going to push someone in, you push Feyre in. She's a better...
I can turn into something, I guess, but you really want me to do that right now?
No, that was a joke.
A block.
Arendriel turns to you and says, "What is it that you hope to find here? Should we search about, or you had some ideas, perhaps?"
Well, some clues, maybe, to figure out why, the Argosalan, I believe, why they fell asleep and can't be woken. Maybe something has been tampered with, something has been cursed. Maybe there's a calling card for whoever did this. Simple as footprints or claw marks, or a bright glowing rune that says, "I was here, take that."
Suckers. Yes, we could cast about and see if we can find something. We do believe, as mentioned previously, that perhaps the theft of the Shard of El Nestra generations ago, when Kalima's great-grandmother had it in her possession, that was about the time. Isn't that right, Kalima? Yes, that is the time when Argosalan seemed to fall into this strange slumber.
Well, maybe there was a record kept, or, like, written out in stone or something. I know it was a long time ago, but it's worth looking at it with an eye of magic.
Speaking of, and Theo mutters words under his breath and casts Detect Magic, his eyes going bright blue.
Can we go in and actually see Argosalan?
I mean, look behind you, and you turn and you see, and Theo, you turn as well, and there is this majestic grove behind you of these massive palm trees. You would have definitely noticed these as you walk down, so it's not like a surprise, but the elves gesture behind you, and they are these giant palm trees with these massive, long-stemmed, green-paddled fronds at the top. They seem to be fairly robust, although the leaves, upon sort of gazing about, seem to be sort of curled at the edges. And your detect magic, Theo, as you scan behind you at this grove, you can see that the trees themselves give off a very faint magical essence. And thank you, Techie Woman's Ghost, for the advantages, one for everybody. Thank you so
Hooray.
much.
You're
Appreciate
wild.
you.
You're
They're going to
wild.
need them.
I used them to attack the audience.
So I'm gonna look around at these trees, and then I'm gonna look around. Is there anyone standing among the trees? Is there like a giant sleeping bear or something?
Go ahead and roll a perception check for me. And Farah, you had described that you were sort of looking about as well. Do you want to make a roll, or is there something specific you want to investigate, or do you just kind of want to gaze about with a perception check?
I would like to maybe do a history check, like looking for things that look older, things that might be left anciently from this previous society, things that might be a historical record or such.
When
Sure.
you see me, you see Dave's beard. Just his beard, though.
Fairly
That is
ancient.
historical record.
It's getting more and more ancient every day. Go ahead and make a roll. Are you rolling investigation, or are you rolling? What are you going to roll?
History.
History. Thank you. Byron, what did you roll?
I got a 10 on the perception.
Okay. And Farah, what did you get?
I got a 13. I rolled a 4.
Okay.
I rolled a 5.
That's pretty awesome. Keep rolling low, and we'll definitely get to the end of this campaign in, I'd say 3-4 years from now.
Yeah.
I was going to say
Uh,
3-4 minutes when the TPK happens.
That too.
That's one way to end a campaign after 2.5 years. Who knows what's going to happen? Maybe Kirk is predicting things, but let's get back to the action. Real quick, before we get to you, Michael. Kirk,
Oh, no,
or
I was
Byron.
saying, I know what's going to happen. It's going to end poorly.
Yeah, he is. He can see the future and the past.
We're all gonna
and the
get
present.
killed by like forest monkeys or something really.
I
Like,
think it's
small.
it's actually like the session -1 to the oops all kobolds. Just
So
wait, you'll see.
kobolds.
You'll see.
We are the reason the kobolds have nice things now.
That's why they say oops. So Byron, you look about and you do not see a bear or anything in particular hovering above the trees, but what you do get is a sense of the majesty and the sacredness of this grove. It harkens back to your time on Cyber Isle when you had spent time with Andama Ilusi, the archdruid, and she had given you sort of some insights into the natural flow of things. And you get a sense, even without that lowish roll, that these trees, while powerful and majestic, are somewhat diminished in that power. Farah, as you look about, why don't you roll a religion check for me to follow up on that 13 history check?
Oh, shit.
Oh, well,
it's
there
Plant
it is.
Jesus.
Natural 20 for 20.
Oh my gosh. All right. So the thing that looks old, so your history thing, you're like, that looks old. And it is the fane of the Shrine of El Nestra that's on the shoreline. So you kind of stroll over that way.
Okay.
And you take a look at it, and you see some symbols on it, but one that stands out and cues you into sort of what this is. There's a symbol of a rampant unicorn on it. So the unicorn sort of like standing on one hind foot. It's 4 feet in the air as if it's kind of like rearing back, kind of
Rampant.
symbol. Yeah, it's kind of a symbol like that. Yeah. And you, while these elves are referring to this shrine as the Shrine of El Nestra, you would know this deity under the name of Ilona, the goddess of the forests, the woodlands, flora, fauna, and fertility. So just perhaps a different name that they use here for this particular deity, but it seems as though this is their guardian deity of this grove. The ideology behind Elona is that animals and plants of the forest are sacred. They are brothers and sisters. They are gifts to protect and to cherish and to honor, and that to use these beings outside of the natural order of the cycle of life is sacrilegious. So very much like a balance sort of thing, a natural balance vibe. And you also know that now you're putting the pieces together when Kalima had told you about the shard, the blue shard, which you intuitively connected to the shard that you picked up at the Hayuataki crash site. The twisting of that shard like a unicorn horn now connects to what you're seeing here at this fane.
Was the blue stone that went missing, was that a gift from El Nestra?
Kalima looks at you and she just kind of nods. Yes, this was a holy artifact that was handed down from generations in my family, and my great-grandmother was the last to have it in her possession before it was stolen, disappeared. But yes, we believe that it was given to us by Elona. You say El Nestra is the name by which we know her, the guardian of the forest. We believe that she also provided the magic that brought Argosalon to cognition, to existence, to protect the land. And it is said that there are more Ravenala across the Amadio that have been woken by her.
It's in a form of awakened tree, but obviously a more complex and impressive
Theo,
one.
I'll like pull him aside, have like a little moment, and be like,
Sidebar.
do you remember when we were fighting that giant tree thing? Do you think that the comet with that blue shard kind of power brought that to life?
I am beginning to develop a theory about the comet. I don't think it is necessarily good or evil. It could just be made of, for a lack of a better term, concentrated magic.
Well, I'm getting a feeling that maybe depending on if it's holy or if it's corrupt, or it could go one way or the other.
Well, the first time we ran into it, it was just strange void beings, yes? Just strange energy beings at the big site. The second type, it was different, but it was typed, and it was still feeding something. The actual thought I was having, and I don't know if it's a good one or not, is have we tried using the piece that was picked up from the comet and trying to use that to energize the being?
Like,
because the trees are still magically active, but dimly.
Like put it up in the statue?
Well,
That's possible.
that's the problem. I don't know how we would go about doing that. I need to take some time, and if we're being honest, my magical theory was many years ago when I was young, and I've been kind of winging it a lot since then. But the people here might have a concept of a ritual that would be done to make an offering. The downside is we might have to kill Byron to get that away from him.
I don't know. Byron's kind of a hero, isn't he?
Doing this where Byron can hear specifically.
I'm gonna have been listening, and I'm gonna hear him say that. I don't want to be thinking, and did Feyre mention anything about the religion check she did?
It sounded like the conversation I had about the shrine and Ilona was allowed to the group.
Okay, it was. Then, in that case, while I'm listening to them and I hear Theo say he's going to have to kill me and stuff, I'm just going to smirk a little as I hand Chuck the crystal down below me. And I'm going to telepathically say to Chuck, go plunge this right into, like, you'll know the spot better than I will. Little monkey friend.
Do I see any of this happening?
Probably. I
think
mean, you're
not.
all kind of standing
You
right
don't
there.
hear it though. You don't hear it
Yeah.
though. I telepathically said
Well,
that.
How long ago did this happen again? So it was like generations ago, right?
That the Shard of Elona
So it was like-
of Elestra disappeared. Yep.
So there's probably not much evidence left at the scene.
Have you investigated?
Yeah, I'd like to investigate the shrine just to see if it's like, are there like big claw marks on it or like any kind of like identifying, I don't know, damage to the
Turns out
shrine?
there's just a big sign that says Nogalbu was here and like a
Yeah.
picture of him that he etched himself, and he says, "You want to fuck with me? Come meet me at blank."
Well, I'm pretty sure there's no trail. you know?
Possibly. All right, so you're gonna go investigate the shrine, and tell me, Chuck is gonna go up with the shard and try to place it on the shrine.
Yeah, I'm gonna basically tell.
Okay.
I'm gonna sneak the shard to Chuck and be like, "This goes somewhere. I don't know where. I think you do."
Roll an intelligence check for Chuck, please. And Runar, go ahead as you
Okay.
walk up to the shrine. Roll an investigation check.
All right. You know what? I'm going to use one of my advantages.
Hey, that's the spirit.
I'm gonna gift one of my advantages to Chuck.
All right,
That's fair.
that is fair.
Investigation.
Chuck
14.
got it. Yeah,
I'm
Chuck
glad
got
you
a
gave him
14
that
too.
advantage.
Couple of 14s. All right, so Chuck goes up and he's got your shard, and he climbs up and he's kind of looking around. He's got the shard in one hand. He's kind of hanging off this unicorn, and he looks over. He looks back at you. He looks very confused, and he takes the shard and he just kind of puts it, because as Runar, as you walk over and you see Chuck doing this, you're going to investigate this thing. You can see that it doesn't look like a unicorn to you because there's no unicorn horn on it. It just looks like a horse. But Chuck kind of climbs up on the shoulders of this horse and puts the shard where the unicorn horn would be,
Yeah.
and it just kind of topples and falls and lands on the ground in front of the shard in the rocks. You look at this shrine and you examine sort of like what Chuck was doing. You can see that there's a very specific diameter of a hole on like the top of the head of the horse, and it looks like that shard just didn't fit.
Mm-hmm.
Theo's gonna look over, look at Chuck, look at the thing, look at Byron, and just go, "Fuck, that was easier than I thought. That actually worked."
Theo, is that horse magical? I mean, is this part of a magical artifact?
Is the
Or-
horse radiating magicology? Oh dear, DM.
It does not radiate magic essence. It is a stone. There's a stone arch that sort of sits behind it with almost like a tablet sort of face with different sort of runes on it that are very old and cannot be deciphered. There is a lot of moss covering it in various places. It does not radiate any magic, but it does look majestic.
No, however, and then Theo will go over and he'll start looking at the runes and inscriptions on the arch to see if he can make sense out of them from a magical perspective. Like, were these parts of some sort of standing spell componenture, or anything like that? Which is to say, I would love to roll Arcana just to
Please
see
do.
if there's anything arcane about it.
Mm-hmm.
A dirty 20.
Okay. And to wrap up Runar's investigation, so you watch what happened there. You don't see any scrapes. There is a little bit of like small rodent turd at the foot of the statue. There are fallen leaves, parts of the fronds from the trees above that have sort of landed in and around the hind feet of this horse, but you don't see anything that's off-putting or strange. Theo, as you look at the ruins, they are extremely old. They are worn. I mean, you get the sense that this thing has been here for hundreds, if not more years. One thing that is curious, though, is that you see that there are these strange purple mushrooms with yellow dots on them, sort of irregular raised dots that grow around the base and within sort of the sort of damp parts of the stone where grass and moss has started to accumulate, and it's kind of growing out of those areas.
Excuse me, ma'am, do you have a title as leader of the spiritual life of this village?
Yes, they call me Kalima.
Is that a title or is that your name?
I think it's both. My mother and my grandmother and on back have all been called Kalima.
Cultural representation. Makes perfect sense in this case. Does anyone know anything about these mushrooms?
I'm afraid I don't. Arendriel, come and look at this. He comes over and gets down on one knee to look at them. They're very small. And he says, Yes, I have seen these before. They are quite rare. Quite rare indeed. I have seen them before, I believe. Yes, there is a remote canyon with a lone waterfall, and they grow around the base of this waterfall. That is the only place I've ever seen them before. They are strange.
So something from that area, that waterfall area, was around spores, and then now there are mushrooms here.
There's one thing out of place here so far, and that's it.
What do we?
Yeah. Perhaps
what
the
could-
waterfall is where we should look.
I would
It's
start
at
there
least
at the
a
moment.
lead.
That is a good lead. What do we know about this Nogalbu? Does he have followers? Does that entity have followers?
It is said that the Nogalbu has taken people in the night, absconded with their bodies and their souls, but we know not what they do with these things or what their motivations are. It is largely a tale of the Nogalbu's meddling in our affairs from generations ago, stealing the shard. But we do not know much beyond that. It is a story we use to keep people from staying out late after dark, to keep people from wandering about.
Are there stories about what it might look like?
Yes, it has been said to have the visage of a wild beast.
Does it have any special abilities like it breathes fire or, lightning is heard when
Or
it
devours its prey and integrates its own natural defenses and attacks into itself, becoming kind of a composite monstrosity of everything it's ever encountered.
sounds horrible.
That's very
It was not fun.
specific.
It was not a fun thing to
don't
encounter,
know.
and I just want to make sure it's not another one.
Feyre, give me a D20 roll. This is for her history check.
Don't fuck it up. You did not fuck it
Ooh.
up.
That's pretty good. She kind of thinks
Is that
about
plus
it for a while.
anything?
Well,
It's
it's her.
there is a plus
Oh,
to
it's-
it. Yep,
I
it's
see.
for her. Yep.
Okay. Never mind.
So yeah, she begins kind of thinking about it, and she kind of paces a little bit as she's trying to recall a little bit more about what this creature is, and she says, "It is said to be some sort of a fiend from some unknown place, maybe one of the layers of hell, often referred to as a wild demon. It is said that they feed on anger and despair. They have magical capabilities of illusion and enchantment, penetrating the minds of their victims with some strange nightmare power. I can only imagine that this has something to do with Argosalon's long sleep of nightmare and despair.
I just rolled an Arcana roll for myself to see if Theo would just have an idea about something that exists in the greater D&D cosmology. There are demons out there that are fungal in nature. I've read stories about them in passing in my youth. So that is possible, and we definitely need to deal with that. Also, we should probably get rid of these with fire. Pointing at the little mushrooms.
I remember that
If we jar them.
let's talk of dreams. Remember that creature we met outside the cultist lair?
Oh, the one who was obsessed with the dreaming.
Yeah. What was his name?
I missed that one. I remember the frog man. Toad man.
Yes, Theo, you weren't there for that. This, when we rescued the town.
I'm sorry, I rescued other towns before then. It's not a competition.
But yeah, what was his name?
I'll
Maybe
think about it,
Byron
yeah.
has it written down somewhere.
Do.
My notes just say Zooty Mc Snort Boy. Don't think
I'm
that's
looking
accurate.
for it too.
What? Who?
Oh, Senkask Azu.
Yeah, there.
Azeu. Senkask.
Sinkaz Kazoo.
Yeah, you met that individual at Landgrave's Folly before plunging yourselves into the waters. That's right.
Do I remember him? Like what did he look like?
Yeah, he was. So, you would recall that he was sort of like, he looked like a cross between humanoid and animal.
Mm-hmm.
He had a very strange, like feathered mohawk, raptor eyes, kind of thin and lanky. And if you remember, he danced about and pirouetted, kind of adroitly, sort of throwing himself up onto the rock wall and jumping around a bit. Taloned fingers.
He reminded me of a strange fey kind of creature.
Right. Kind of like what was his name that we met earlier?
Tuva?
Tuva. But would I remember, did he look like Tuva or did they look totally different?
No, they were very different.
Yeah.
I mean, I also believe that Tuva and Senkaskazu are powerful creatures. Though Tuva seems to be native to this area, as that was her grandmother's shrine, and Senkaskazu said he was drawn by the dreams.
Yeah.
You've met Tuva, the satyr prankster. That is quite interesting.
We did.
In a good way or a bad way?
That you would come across her in your travels. She has not been seen here for, what, a dozen or more years, Arendriel? I do not recall, but it has been some time.
She
That
was, in fact,
little prankster had tried to steal things from our camp, and we chased it off.
Yeah,
she, in fact, warned us about you. We thought you were going to eat our flesh because of her.
She doesn't have the height, and no offense, but she doesn't have the highest opinion of the Navashal.
That having been said, she's a fae. I do not take her opinion for always the most unbiased.
You didn't tell her your real name, did you?
I didn't.
Well,
And looks at Byron.
Well, say somebody did.
I made sure she knew.
What would happen if you did tell her your real name?
Well, as the stories go around here, Tuva can, well, visit you at her leisure.
Perfect. They were very nice. They played nice music.
She did seem to like the music I played.
It's like a concert, unannounced concert.
She does
You
play
have free,
quite
you have
fine
free
music.
tickets.
She also tends to bend time.
Yes,
Back in grad school,
She
you
just
you would
spent
have to
space in the States.
pay. You would have
Space
to
and time.
pay and then hope someone would show up and play music. To have somebody just show up randomly, you're just out on you're trying to buy, I don't know, some flint and tinder so you can have a nice fire
What-
while you're out camping. And
While he's telling
boom,
this
concert.
story, can we all step back? Can we all step back a little bit? And
Yeah.
Theo's trying to usher people back a little bit while Byron talks. Can you get back? Thanks. And once everybody's just get back. Get everyone about 30 feet away from the mushrooms.
Oh.
And then is just going to reach out, cast Mage Hand, float a Mage Hand over, and use Mage Hand to squish one of the mushrooms.
Okay. All right. Roll an attack with Mage Hand. Is there such a thing? I don't recall.
No, there is not.
Just roll a d20. Roll us a d20.
Dexterity? I don't know. Do you just automatically succeed?
2! I got a 2!
But Mage Hand, if I recall, can manipulate objects up to 10 pounds.
Yep.
Is that correct?
Mhm.
Yeah, so it grabs this mushroom fruit, the fruiting body of the mushroom, and just squeezes it.
Mhm.
And it just cracks and breaks into, like a mushroom, fragmented mushroom cap, and just falls to the ground as a normal mushroom would. There's no other effect that you can detect.
Okay, very good. If I was giving it 50-50 odds, it would shoot out a cloud of spores or, scream or emit hallucinogens or something weird.
Could I look around the area to see if there's any more, like, outcrops of this mushroom? 'Cause
Absolutely.
is it an island?
No, there's a pool. There's this
Okay.
Spring of Splendor kind of bubbles up into this pool. And as you walk the shoreline, you can see what appears as though the water level had been maybe higher at one point. There is sort of like a tiered shoreline.
Mhm.
And it looks like the water levels are a bit down from maybe where they had been long ago. You're going to look specifically for more of the fruiting bodies of these mushrooms.
Yeah, and just flashing back to the fight in that pool, I'm just gonna check out the pool, see if there's any giant crystals sitting at the bottom.
Okay.
Looking
So
around.
go ahead and roll an investigation check.
$16.
You do, as you look around, you don't notice anything in the pool. There are some fish swimming about. You recall from your dream that the pool was sort of this vibrant azure blue, like crystal clear pool, and it doesn't appear that way in person. It's sort of more of a dull bluish green. It's not cloudy, but there aren't the bright colorations of, like, I think I described it almost as like a coral reef in the water that was brightly colored and fish swimming about. You don't see that. You see sort of these dull rocks at the bottom of this clear but sort of muted blue pool. Around the edge, you don't see any of these mushrooms until you walk to an area where there's this little trickle of water coming out of a spring on the side of the hill. And there are some of those same mushrooms that are growing near that spring.
I wonder if we could follow these mushrooms like a trail. I'm going to ask if that waterfall is in that general direction of where I found the the other kind of outcrop of mushrooms.
Okay. Arendriel thinks about it for a minute, and then you watch as he jumps and scampers up one of the trees, and you sort of lose him in the canopy as he climbs up into the higher parts of the canopy, and he's gone for maybe 4 minutes, and all of a sudden he reappears and comes back down. He says, "Yes, it is in that direction to, the west, roughly."
Yes, I believe we should be seeing where that waterfall is.
But before we go, might we take a look at your sleeping magical benefactor, just in case?
Theo just points at the trees.
Oh, can I go over and observe which one
Wait.
is she?
Wait.
Yeah.
Wait. Sorry. Theo's pointing at trees. I'm gonna walk up to Theo. Dude, they're trees.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think we can help them. They're trees, dude.
I find your lack of faith disturbing. Trust me, you can figure it out. Just kind of, give Byron a light, friendly little tap on the cheek. You can do anything you put your mind to.
Farah, as you ask this question and turn to look at the trees, there's this, as I mentioned, it's like this majestic grove of many trees, and they're all these huge, beautiful palm trees. Although upon further inspection, like I mentioned, when Runar had taken a look at them, they do have kind of like curled leaves on them. They look maybe a little impacted by something, maybe drought, kind of an idea. And as you ask the question, Kalima sort of walks up to your side and she says, "My dear, it has been so long since Argosalan has been with us that we are unsure which of these he is. It has been generations."
And Theo just walks up and points out the 4 that have vague magic radiance.
All of the trees in the grove have the magic radiance.
Oh, I thought you had said just 4.
No, yeah, all of those, that particular stand of trees that look like these tall palms do have that general glow. And she's not sure which one it is.
Have you tried watering them?
They draw upon the water of the spring.
Well, have you tried supplementing their water intake with additional water? What about nitrogen?
What is
What's
that
nitrogen?
exactly?
Byron, what are you talking about?
Is that a secret of the arcane?
Is that from one of your books?
I read it somewhere and I can't remember where.
All right.
Now,
Well,
so
we have a trio.
is Argosalon the physical? Is just one of these trees that would come alive, or did she come out of the tree?
That is a wonderful question. As I mentioned, the long sleep has happened when my great grandmother was the Kalima. Sadly, I do not have first-hand experience with Argosalan. Only the knowledge of Argosalan's existence and that this grove is sacred is their home.
Oh, we
So
don't
it's
have
all
a description of
fuzzy.
Argosalan?
It is this. She
I
just kind of
think-
gestures to the grove.
I think the crucial thing is finding that item that was stolen, because there is a high probability that part of what helped animate Argosalan was the large amount of magical power in that receptacle, which was then channeled to keep it active.
I think that is a very distinct possibility, but I also think that perhaps we aren't looking at this correctly. I think maybe what Argosalan needs is
Well, at the place where we found the villagers that had wandered off. That crystal seemed to be bringing things alive. In a bad way. In a bad way. But what if this other
bad
crystal
way.
does it in a good way?
Well, what if all of these crystals aren't the good thing or the bad thing? It's the thing that has the crystal that's good or bad.
Does that mean that there was something very bad next to that pool where the tree came alive and then tried to murder all of us?
Maybe it's whatever comes across the crystal first.
It may just empower that which it finds or do strange things. I think the important part is we should go find where these mushrooms came from.
Agreed.
Because that sounds like a great way to find the asshole that stole it, and then we can test the theory of whether or not it will fix it, and then go from there.
Yeah, we're burning daylight. Let's move.
Yeah. So here, what time is it in the day, Dave?
Go ahead and roll at a D24. D20.
I'm rolling a D24. Screw that.
Do you have one?
I definitely rolled a D24 and I got a 1.
It's midday.
All right, midday. Before we leave, I'd just like to take a moment, please. And I'm gonna walk out to this grove of trees, and I'm gonna sit down cross-legged. I'm gonna summon Chuck over to me with the crystal, and I'm gonna sit down and give Chuck a hug, and I'm gonna think of Adamalusi and Biori, and I'm gonna think of nature and the beauty of nature, the uncorrupted nature. And I'm gonna ponder, for a moment the balance of nature and its corruption. I'm gonna think back on this demonic tree that Feyre stole my kill of, and I'm gonna take a deep breath, exhale, give it some, much needed carbon dioxide. And then I'm going to stand up and be like, all right, let's save the world.
All right, let's do this.
All right, Byron's ready. Let's go. I love it.
Have a nice talk with the tree.
While he was having his talk, when he was doing his thing, Arendriel was drawing in the mud at the edge of this pool an essentially like a small map, just to kind of give you a sense of where to go and some landmarks to help you along your way. There's this canyon that goes up to a large rock that looks like an old elvish nose, and then that's where you take a left and you go up to a cairn that has a small fern growing from the top of it that's peppered with yellow, and blah blah blah. He gives you this description of how to get to this small canyon area where he has last seen this strange fungal spore, and you start to head in that direction. It sounds like.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Okay. So first of all, let's get a group survival check as you attempt to find your way to this location.
I would like to use mine to help Runar, if possible. I'll just be walking next to him, pointing stuff out repeatedly.
Yeah, can we say that Byron drew the little map in his journal?
Copy
of it.
I would have if I had been there, but I was meditating.
Were there? Okay. All right.
I think it's fine if you had tried to sort of reproduce it in your journal. That's totally fine. I would actually like you all to roll though, as a group check.
Okay.
And I'll take out. I'll ask to take out the map, and we'll look for that waterfall on the map that we have, so that we know where we're going.
Ooh, this is going west. Is this off the map?
Well, you're still in the mountains, so
okay.
if we let me hold on. Let's bop over to the map here.
Dippity boppity to the mappity wappity.
Yep. So essentially, if we were to zoom in a little bit on the Placerian Mountains, the grove is somewhere in the middle here. Mm-hmm. If you can see that. you are now heading west, so you're still on the map. You haven't gone that far yet, I guess is my point. I would say you're probably ending up like over in this direction here.
Alrighty.
Yep. All right, what did everybody get? Byron, what'd you roll?
I got a 14.
Okay. Feyre?
13.
Okay. Runar?
25.
Wow. And Theo?
I only got a 21.
Holy cow, you guys are map reading maniacs. I love
Now
it.
we're all rangers.
Yeah, oops all rangers.
Oops, all rangers.
Oops, all rangers.
Oh, that's fun. All right, so you travel for a couple of hours. You find the most, I guess let's call it the path of least resistance. As you make your way through these canyons, trying to find your way to the rock that looks like the elven nose. And who got the 25? Was that Runar? Runar's
That's
like,
Runar.
elvish nose. And you guys are all like,
That does look like a fucking elvish nose, Jesus.
yeah. And then that's where you take, you start heading, you see the canyon heading up to the west, and you follow that canyon. And who rolled the 22 or the 21? Was that Theo?
That was me.
Theo, you look down and you see a rock cairn. You're the first one to see it, and there's like this fern growing out of it that's sort of dusted with this yellow golden color. It's kind of mottled. It's very strange.
The cairn is there.
You see the cairn. You continue on, and eventually you make your way. Michael, you make your way.
I'm sorry.
Making our way?
No.
You're not going for
I
it this
don't
time?
perform on demand.
Come on, do the rope thing.
Downtown walking fast.
See, now I'm just too nervous to do anything.
Oh, come on. You're so good at it. All right. Well, anyways, you'll surprise us later. You make your way towards what you believe to be now the canyon with the waterfall. And indeed, as you continue up this narrow canyon, as it narrows, you can see the water is moving faster. And you're following this river, and you can start to hear as you take this turn in the canyon, you can hear the birds singing, the echo of the wrens, the canyon wrens song. You can hear then the rumbling of the water, and you can hear what you know to be a waterfall up ahead. You kind of stop and sort of regroup, kind of group up, and have a chance to kind of consider what's ahead.
Right. This
I found
looks
the
like it's
waterfall.
it. No, he said it was around the base of the waterfall, right? Dave?
That's right. He said that he had seen those mushrooms in this canyon at the base of the waterfall, around the edge of the plunging pool below it.
And are we approaching it from above, or are we at the level where
You'd be kind of
ends?
walking up, you're going up canyon, and you're going to end up at the base, at the bottom
At the base
of the
of it, okay.
waterfall. Yep.
All right.
Now,
Alright.
if anyone hears any voices or, weird things attacking their mind, please say something.
That is very important.
And then we'll do the magic stuff and hopefully help us all out. But I want to wait until
The
we
magic,
actually need it.
because there's nothing worse than protecting yourself from magical bullshit, and then it was too early, and then it stops working.
Exactly.
I will focus really hard and see if I hear anything that is magical.
I'll put my helmet on and take my bow out.
I'll
Okay.
take my bow out as well.
I'll get my sword out, so there. Bzz.
Yeah. All right. Anybody want to make a bet there's a cave behind this waterfall?
Oh, maybe.
Bet you there isn't.
But
Because that doesn't make any sense. Why would there be a cave behind a waterfall?
You've never heard of caves behind waterfalls? It's like a well-known thing.
Yes, Feyre.
Oh, I was going to ask. Your sword, is knowledgeable. Yes.
I believe that depends on what the matter is.
Well, you were talking about spore demons. Is that something that you're magical friend would know anything about? Since you said you fought demons with it.
Well, those. Hmm. hmm. Yes. Um. Kalistani. She kind of looks down and talks to Sword.
Yes. Did she just ask if I was sentient?
I believe she understood you were sentient. She was more interested in your knowledge base vis-a-vis demonic entities, which I don't believe I've ever asked you if you have any understanding of those, which I do believe is a failing on my part, and apologize.
I have had encounters in my days with the protectors, of course. But demons, you say?
Yes, very specifically, I believe we're looking at spore or mushroom-related demons.
There are some stories that I've heard before, but my familiarity is fuzzy at best. It has been some time.
Well, I would be more worried if it was very recently. You'd spent a lot of quality time fighting spore demons. That would have been far too coincidental. Thank you so much.
And terrifying.
First of all, Kalistani was a little offended that you weren't certain if she was sentient, but you can't hear her, so that tracks. Second of all, nothing specific about spore or fungus-related demons.
So no stories about her previous owners were murdered by spore demons or anything like that?
Nothing specifically spore demon. Bit about Demogorgon, but, well, I was there for that portion.
All right, then. Well, that was worth a shot.
It was a very, very well thought out idea. I liked it.
All right, let's go find these mushrooms.
Ooh, we're going mushrooming.
You start to make your way.
Yeah.
Byron, you had asked if you. God damn, I knew it. Byron, you had asked about hearing anything magical happening.
Yeah.
Go ahead and don't even need to roll, because no, you don't hear anything inherently magical, but you do hear the rumbling of the falls, the song of the birds, and what appear to be just normal, terrifying jungle sounds.
Guys, this is awesome.
What is?
This is just awesome, guys. We are literally, I don't know. This is my mission. I feel like we are in the Amadio jungle. This is where
we are in the Amadio jungle.
Yeah, we're here finally. We're here. I've been trying to get here forever, since I met that guy right over there, and I'll point at Runar really aggressively.
That's true. We're here.
Enthusiastically, if you will.
Yeah.
Aggressively. I'll be like, yeah, and there's a terrifying waterfall up ahead. We're trying to find some magical mushrooms to save a tree god. This is what
the cosmos is a complicated place, my friend.
Is it a little overwhelming? I'll pat him on the back.
Yeah. I'm gonna have Chuck's gonna crawl out of my collar and sit down on my shoulder. He's smaller now. He's like 6 inches tall. He's picking bugs out of my beard.
How is he smaller?
Prestidigitation.
Hey,
That was his dinner.
That's
I'm sure you have bugs in your bag or something. You'll get them later when you curl
What?
up and go to sleep.
my bag, my magical bag. I don't keep bugs in there.
Your hair. All right, never mind. Thought he was helping.
I'm sorry, Chuck.
Now, let me ask you guys this question. Are you moving forward
Yes.
with any specific intention of movement?
Yes,
Okay, what would that intention be?
I
Murder?
will.
Stealth.
I
Okay.
would like
Stealth is
to.
more likely.
I would like to jump off this waterfall and cannonball.
You would
No,
have
we're
to
at the
climb to
bottom.
the top of it first to do that.
Oh, we're coming to the bottom of the
Yes.
waterfall.
Yeah,
Okay.
coming up.
Oh gosh, that changes everything. I'm just gonna walk with everyone else.
Okay. Farah, did you say you wanted to stealth forward or?
Yeah, I would like to stealth forward just in case this is occupado.
All right.
Occupied.
So if you are planning to stealth along with Farah, please roll stealth checks.
I will tap my armor to make it not give me disadvantage on stealth checks for the next hour, and then also stealth. And also use an advantage, because I'm probably going to need it.
All right. We'll update the advantages.
Which
Is
got
anybody
me a
else
10.
using one? Oh.
I'm going to walk hood down, shield out. And not stealthily, just kind of like behind everyone, like watching them really intently, like critiquing their stealth abilities.
Okay. Give me a stealth roll with disadvantage.
Me?
Yep. Not that you're stealthing, but I just want to get some sort of a record of your movement sounds.
19.
Shocking.
With disadvantage.
Wow.
Fucking roogs.
No doubt. All right. You begin to make your way forward, and I'm looking for the stealth rolls here. Nice. Byron 19, 16 from Farah, 19 from Runar, and a 10 from Theo. Okay.
Yep.
Me no stealth.
It's not your thing. You can't be exceptional at everything you do, right? No, be nice.
I mean, look at Byron.
That's true. He is. He definitely has that going on. All right, so you are making your path towards the bottom of this waterfall, and you look about, and as you move forward, you don't see anything. Nothing moves other than a couple of birds that flush up as Theo walks past a tree, maybe brushing against a branch. There's a pair of birds that just take flight and fly up towards the waterfall and sort of circle above it and then disappear over the canopy.
Just sigh.
You get closer to the waterfalls, and you get to an area now where the terrain becomes more and more rugged. There's no longer much of a ledge to walk on that would serve as a trail or a platform to walk on. It gets more rugged and sort of gorge-like as the waterfall is coming down and plunging into this pool, and there's this sort of mist that's being sort of shot back up into the air, and so you're getting a little bit wetted by the mist from the falls, and it's really loud now. But you have to sort of start scrambling if you want to get any closer, or if you want to look around, you can do that as well.
I will look around, as Theo is not the, how you say, clearly stealthiest.
So go ahead and make a perception or an investigation check, whichever flavor you're going for here.
Let's go with perceptivation.
Okay. The hybrid skill that they're developing for 5.5.
Exactly. Got a 17 on perception.
Nice. You look about, you watch the birds fly away, you scan the waterfall, and there's a lot of water coming over this ridgeline above. The ridge above you is maybe 60 feet, and there are these sort of rocky outcrops that are covered in vegetation, some downed trees. There are palm trees that grow up, and you can see that there's pretty dense foliage on the top side of the waterfall. Wherever that ridgeline leads to seems to be dense tropical forest, as similar to what you've been traveling through. And what was the total of your roll? Of 14?
17.
17. You look at the waterfall itself, and it's quite pretty. You start to see what appears to be small, colorful buttons that are interspersed amongst the rugged, shelf-like hillside that leads up to the waterfall.
Buttons? Like mushroom buttons.
Mushrooms, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I was thinking like buttons. I was like, wait, what?
Push the button!
Emphatically, I do not think these are buttons we should be pressing now.
You said those are mushrooms.
Mm-hmm.
So do we need to go up?
Possibly.
Just follow
Is
the
anybody
mushrooms.
else casting about? Or do you want to get
I-
closer?
Yeah, you know what? I'll cast about. I'll look around.
All right, take a look. And then if you want to move closer, you're going to I'm going to need to have you make a athletics, or let's call it an acrobatics check as you traverse. Now it's getting difficult. There is, as I mentioned, the mist that's being thrown up as the water plunges it's wetting the rocks, and there are no good trails. It's just rugged scrambling to get any farther towards the waterfall. Byron, you got an 18. You look, and it almost looks as though there's something behind the waterfall. You feel like maybe you maybe lost a bet, possibly.
Man. You know, I think I'm gonna reach into my bag. I'm gonna pull out my whip.
Whoopsh.
This is a surprise, everyone. I have a whip. And I will use it. I will whip something. I will whip like a nearby branch, and I will try to swing through the waterfall.
You're pulling an Indiana Jones move?
Yeah, I'm gonna go Indiana Jones on this.
All right. And you are proficient with whips, or are you not?
I am proficient with whips, as far as I understand. Let me know.
What about so Runar? It sounds like you're scrambling ahead. I saw you roll your
Yeah.
acrobatics check.
Yeah, I rolled a
What
20.
about okay?
Dirty 20.
Feyre and Theo, you watch as Runar begins to start scrambling towards the falls a little bit more. Runar, what's your intention? Where are you trying to get to? Like, you can scramble and get closer, but then you could try to scramble up. You could try to scramble like a crosswise. You could try to maybe look around for things once you get closer. It just kind of depends what you want to
Yeah,
do.
I'm gonna try to get closer and then maybe like up a little bit to try to get like a vantage, like to give a good look around.
Well, with a 20, you're pretty good at scrambling up, and you get up about in elevation. You gain about 20 feet. So now you turn around and you're kind of holding on to like a root of a tree or a bush on the side of this sort of rugged canyon wall. And you look back and you look down. You can see the pool. The water is falling right next to you. It's super loud, and it looks like there's just a ton of energy coming down from that waterfall. And you can see about 20 feet down and 20 feet out your friends at the base of the waterfall. Feyre and Theo, what are the two of you doing as this is happening while Byron is getting out his whip?
Byron, I'm wondering what Byron's going to do with the whip. And as such, I'm just waiting to let that happen.
Yeah, I'm not proficient with whips. I just looked it up. I thought I
right.
was.
Well, you can still do it.
I would like
doing
to,
it. I'm
to
doing it.
scramble closer.
Okay.
But I would also like to, I'm thinking about, do I need to turn into an eagle? So if something happens where somebody falls off, or I need to save somebody, I'm basically thinking about, should I turn into that for a rescue? But
Okay.
Whoa.
What was that total?
Where do you want to go?
Yeah,
I
no
got
shit.
a 31 for acrobatics.
Jeez.
A 31.
I haven't had to use that skill.
You should
Ever.
use it. You should use it a lot.
She has a plus 12 to
Plus
her
12 to
acrobatics.
acrobatics.
Only a plus
Watch me
12.
just kind of dance up the side
Wow.
waterfall.
Very confused.
Runar's sweating. What the?
I just crawl over him as I'm making my way up.
Excuse me.
Sorry, coming through.
Oh my god, yeah, you are so dexterous in your ability to climb on these rocks without slipping. You manage to every footstep and every grasp with your hand is in the perfect spot as you close the distance between Theo and Runar really quickly, and
It's
you
like
get up,
every
up
little
there.
thing she does is magic.
That's true, absolutely true. Byron, you crack your whip out, and you're gonna try to, I'm guessing, sort of lash it around a branch and swing. Where are you trying to swing to?
You know, I'm trying to swing literally through the waterfall.
Okay.
I'm just banking that Runar was right. I was wrong. I put all my cards in Runar's table.
Okay.
No guilt.
let's get an acrobatics check with double disadvantage. No, just disadvantage, please.
An 11.
Oh, good news.
So, Theo, you're watching this because you chose to sort of keep an eye on Byron as he attempted this. And Byron, you lash on and you kind of give your whip a tug to make sure that it's kind of anchored. You're like, oh, this is good. You take the swing and you swing in, and Runar and Farah, you're just in time. You turn to see him swinging in towards the waterfall. And as he hits, as I mentioned, Runar, you and now Farah, you also see this massive wall of water, this high energy plunging waterfall, and Byron just hits it like it's a brick wall. And then he gets slammed into it. He lets go of the whip and falls down and splashes into the pool. Let's see, Byron, you are going to take some damage from that.
How far was that of a fall?
He's falling about 20 feet. So you take...
Is that something I could have turned into an eagle and like...
I don't know if you would have been able to react quickly enough because you were kind of just turning and he's already in flight. Or, he's already swinging. So you do take...
isn't too far.
Yeah, you take 6 bludgeoning damage as you fall into the pool. You are now soaking wet. And I'm going to need you to make a athletics swimming check to fight the current as it is pushing you down into the pool, just kind of pummeling you with the energy of the water.
Also leeches.
Oh,
Should have kept that helmet.
No. Don't worry. It's a 6.
A 6. You are pushed deeper down, and you'll only take 1 more d6 of bludgeoning damage, assuming that you can get out of there. Is it gonna roll for me? This is that suspense feature. Ooh. So only 1 more hit point of bludgeoning damage. You guys don't know where he is. He's underwater right now.
I turned into an eagle. And I'm
in water.
Dive down. Yeah, eagles get fish out of water all the time.
That's true.
Go in and they.
Okay, touche.
I
Touche.
think
you're
she
just a
just
big
said
fish.
she's going to eat you.
What?
I am a fish, and
I just
Farah's a
explode
cannibal.
into an eagle and dive off the side.
What the hell's happening over there?
While I'm down underwater, I'd like to look around. I'm underwater. I might as well enjoy it.
Sure. You can roll a quick perception check at disadvantage as you look around. Farah, you're gonna dive down and attempt to grab him. Mm-hmm. Let's just roll an athletics check for me as an eagle, as you dive into the waters.
17 perception while I'm underwater.
You see a massive amount of turbulence from the water pummeling you. As you get blown away, you can see that there are some fish that are swimming by on the side of the pool. And there is just piles of rocks, but you don't see anything that jumps out at you as particularly important. It's kind of hard to see.
Can I use my advantage?
Sure.
A
Not
little
much
better.
Okay, so that's a 10.
A 10 total?
Yes.
All right, unfortunately, you're going to take a little bit of bludgeoning damage from the waterfall. You do not see, as you dive in, give me a perception check at disadvantage.
Oh, okay.
I did not anticipate this happening, I'll tell you that much. You take 4 bludgeoning damage as an eagle.
Okay. That is, hold on, 8. And
They've
then
got to have good perception, I would think, even at disadvantage.
it's 4. 12.
Don't they have advantage or something on
They do.
perception attack?
So it'd just be a straight roll
Oh, wait,
then.
but it's disadvantage.
Oh,
so, Sorry,
disadvantage.
5. 9.
9, you do not see Byron.
Dang it.
It's too turbulent in the area. Do you continue to look for him as a eagle fish?
I mean, I imagine eagles just dive down and then have to come back up again. So
I mean, that would be the
I'm
typical.
Not, like, underwater looking.
That would be the typical maneuver, but this is Dungeons and Dragons, so you can kind of do whatever you think you want to do. But yeah, you can fly out if you want, whatever.
I will fly out and I'll try again next turn if I don't see him.
Sure.
Theo
Yeah.
is-
Go ahead.
Theo's just actively looking for him from up above the water, trying to see where he's going to come out.
Roll a perception check. Kirk, roll a athletics for swimming.
I got a 23 perception. Holy shit.
Okay. All right. We'll address that in just one sec. Oh,
That's
there we
cool.
go.
22
Funny.
athletics.
There
It is. Kirk, you can see. Sorry, Theo, you can see Byron as he is starting to swim towards the back of this sort of plunge pool, and you can see him come above the water. And Byron, you just and you kind of splash, and it shakes you a little bit, like you were getting pushed down. You were sort of out of that breath. You didn't anticipate this to go the way that it did. But Feyre, now you can see him sort of struggling in the water, but he starts to gain buoyancy and starts paddling across to the shoreline.
Like a mermaid now.
Just like a mermaid. He looks like a giant fish to your eagle eyes. What would you like to do? Roll initiative.
Eat him.
I
Down and
will
eat him.
swoop down and pick him up.
Absolutely. Yeah, you swoop down with your talons, grab the sopping wet Byron and hoist him into the air.
I'll just do a low circle, and then I'll try to put him back where he was on the side of the cliff.
All right, yeah, you do that soaring above, swooping down, and deftly place him back on the side of the cliff right next to Theo.
And
So
then
that was a journey, my friend.
Yeah, I almost got a sweet eagle ride out of it.
So there's nothing behind the waterfall.
You know what? I'm gonna be honest. That water is very strong. I tried to swing through it. It hit me. Maybe I should have dove through it. I don't know. I went foot first because I was trying to I don't know this. So I was in grad school. I saw this performer, indie from
An indie performer.
yeah.
Byron,
no,
I'm not
their
going to
name
lie.
was indie.
Byron, I'm not going to lie to you, my friend. I have already checked out of the story because of everything else going on.
Yeah. Okay. So here's the deal.
There's
There
an
might be
opening
some.
back there, right?
It looks. Don't tell Runar I said this. He might have been right.
Runar's
Okay.
already making his way over there.
Do you so Runar, you're on the side of this sort of steep area adjacent to the waterfall. You can go ahead and roll a perception or investigation check if you like.
I'm gonna go perception.
Okay.
Oh yeah, dirty 20.
Dirty 20. I love it.
Dirty
Okay.
20. Best kind of 20.
You look behind the waterfall a little bit as you scan about just to try to see if you want to make sure that Kirk didn't win or Byron didn't win the bet. And you look there and there's like this small alcove and you're like, shit. But then you scan about as you take note of that and you scan about, and just above you, about 10 feet higher up this cliffside, you can see that there is an area where the vegetation has been scraped off of the rocks. And you look down and you can see that there's, now that you can get this vantage point, it appears as though there's this very narrow ledge trail that has been worn down by something going up and down to whatever is up at this little ledge. You can't quite see the ledge. It's above you about 10 more feet.
The trail or the ledge itself?
The ledge itself is about 10 feet above you, and there's this trail now that you can pick out from your vantage point that kind of ascends from the rockiness and gets up to this ledge, but you can't tell what's on the ledge or where it goes or what it is.
Can I get to the trail part of it easily from where I am?
Yeah.
Right. So I'll move
you
over to that
rolled
trail and kind of like motion
at
to
20
people
acrobatics.
to climb up the trail.
You sort of work your way across and get to this trail. It's
Byron.
trail is sort of a misnomer. It's more of like a narrow ledge.
Series of ledges.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna take out my grappling hook and use that to kind of like support myself going forward.
How would you like to use it?
Just like if I come across like a good spot, like just wedge it on there and use it as kind of like a,
An
a
anchor.
handhold. Yeah,
Sure.
like an anchor.
Yeah, I mean, there are roots of trees that are, how trees sometimes grow to the sides of like cliffs, and their roots are oftentimes exposed as they sort of try to find purchase in the rocks, find little cracks to grow into to hold themselves. There are roots like that you could wrap the grappling hook around and get it nice and taut. And then if you wanted, you could throw the rope like down to your friends.
Yeah, I'll throw it down so they can get a little assist coming up this weird ledge trail.
Okay. Runar's doing all this. What are the rest of you doing?
Theo is just kind of pointing Byron at, the motion to follow him and climb up there and goes, "After you, my friend."
And what about Eagle Feyre?
Eagle Feyre is going to do a couple of higher circles, since she is a bird now, to see what is above the waterfall, and are there any predators or creatures we should be aware of nearby?
You mean the demon dragon lurking at the top watching us?
Yes, that one.
Yeah, that one. Okay, roll another perception check. And Byron, I didn't mean to cut you off. What were you gonna do?
I'm gonna look over at Theo and be like, "Hey, before we keep going, can you just?" And I'm gonna point at the tree branch that my whip is still dangling from.
Oh, yes. Mage hand. Whoop, 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 whoop. Untangle the whip. Float the end over to Byron.
Gotta get more practice with this thing, apparently.
It would be very helpful. Whips are
Yeah,
not something one can just fuck around with lest one find out.
I have fucked around with it before, and let me be honest, it went a lot better than that. I wasn't fighting a waterfall though, I trying to respect nature here, and nature didn't respect me.
Things Byron Hern has fought. Waterfall.
And lost.
And that
I
waterfall
lost
through
that
the fucking
fight
day.
too. Yeah,
But the war
so
is not over.
Yeah, I'll find a way. I'll find a way, Deg.
All right,
You
so
Xerxes.
you guys are climbing up to meet Runar. Runar, are you going to continue up to take a look at what's up ahead as the rest of them come behind you? Farah, what did you roll for your perception check? Was it a 28?
It wasn't. I mean, technically, I rolled two things, and one was a 19, and then adding the eagle's perception abilities is 24.
Oh shoot! You needed a 28.
Well,
It's supposed to be a
shit.
30. Yeah.
Yep. No, that is fantastic. You look about as you soar above. You can see your friends. They're almost like little dots on this waterfall. Now, as you gain elevation, kind of swirling up and taking a look over the mountain range, you get a new perspective on how broad the Placerian Mountains are. You can also see back towards the north. It is shrouded in mist, so it's not like you can see all the way back to the coast or anything. I mean, we're, I don't know how many miles away we are from the coast, but it's been 3 days of journey, and then you're traveling, roughly 15 to 20 miles a day, give or take. But anyhow, you can see just the vast jungle, and you don't see any markings. There's nothing strange. You kind of look back, you can see, just barely make out where you think the Namashal camp is, where their small village is located, because you catch these glimpses of those almost like those pink magnolia flowered trees that I had described before. So you can kind of see where you came from that morning. It's only been a couple of hours journey at this point.
Okay.
Yeah. So are you gonna
How
rejoin?
pretty.
It's very beautiful.
I am going to, circle back down and kind of perch as close as I can, or like get as close to them as I can without turning back, just in case.
How big is this? A giant eagle situation?
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm pretty big.
I would say, yeah. Is it like large, or what's the size?
Large.
Okay. Yeah, you can find a tree nearby that overlooks your friends. In fact, as you alight in this tree, you perch and you look, you can see now that You can see the ledge that Runar is climbing his way up to. You can see Byron and Theo climbing up behind him to try to catch up to him. And as Runar is getting close to the ledge, you can peer with your eagle eyes, and you can see that there is what appears to be a dark, possibly tunnel or cave.
At least it's not a crystal. The dark crystal would be too much. And a lawsuit.
And copyrighted, yeah.
Okay, I'll wait for a moment.
Can eagles tell time?
I can watch you guys like scramble.
Fair
You
enough.
could probably just fly right to the ledge.
Yeah, I probably
Camp
could
back or
fly to
something.
the edge, or ledge, and turn back and tumble through the waterfall into my favorite form, and probably still make it with my.
Oh, wow. Now she's bragging.
Somebody's just rubbing it in our
Wow.
faces.
Whoa.
I will. I'll do it. I will do it because I'm awesome.
And here I thought you were waiting
Natural
to save your
one.
friends
Come on,
if they
natural
fell.
one.
I was, but you know what?
They goaded you into it.
Fine.
Can I get a natural one?
That's a natural 1 with a 9 after it.
This is why God
I-
doesn't talk to us anymore.
That would be a 31
What
for
God?
my acrobatics.
Bards.
So yeah, I as an eagle I dive towards the waterfall, and then I turn into Feyre as I tumble through the waterfall in just a big acrobatic stick in the landing movement.
Wow. Just a wonderful flourish at the end.
Ta-da!
Yeah. And just at that moment, Runar, sweating bullets, is climbing up, and you see his hands on the ledge, and he pulls himself up, and Runar, you can just see her, and she's kind of standing there like this.
Quit skirting around. No. Just, let's
Runar,
go.
you pull yourself up. You get there. You and Feyre are on the ledge. Byron and Theo, let's get some climb rolls, some athletics rolls with advantage, because you're going to be using the Runar's rope, his grappling hook and rope.
Advantage is my favorite vantage.
It's a great vantage point.
18 Toto.
Mhm.
Nice. You climb up and make it up to the ledge with no problem. Byron is
11
having
total.
some trouble with the ropes today. Hi, Cardman. Byron is climbing and slips down a little bit. You lose your footing as you're kind of using the rope with your hands and then kind of putting your feet on the rock, and trying to climb up that way. And you lose your footing and you slide down the rope and kind of burn your hands a little bit. No damage, but you know how that kind of rope burn, not fun.
Put your ass into it.
That's
Let's
very
screw
true.
around, Byron.
Eventually, Byron joins the three of you on the
Captain,
ledge.
I am the one screwing around. I just told him to put his butt into it.
There's a lot of horsing around going on right now. But you all eventually make it to the ledge. And I think this is a great moment to take a quick bio break. We have found a strange cave in the Amadio jungle at the base or perhaps up the slope of a waterfall. We're going to investigate what that all means. I encourage folks who are hanging out with us tonight. First of all, thank you for being here. We are doing a giveaway as we are wont to do when we play D&D on Wednesday nights. We're giving away a vial of the Old Goat Beard Company beard oil. A lot of you know what this is all about. It's great stuff. It's good for your beards. And then
Definitely
we're also
no
giving
demon blood in there.
No, it's all natural. Well, Demon Blood technically is natural. We're also giving away a copy of Encounters in Barovia by our campaign sponsor, CZRPG. You guys know how to do it. !drawing to get in on the action. We're going to draw some winners at the end of the stream. But right now, we are going to take a bio break. So we'll be back in just a 5 minutes. We'll be back in 5 minutes. That seems like a good timeline. All right, bye. We'll see you then. my friends, you are at the entrance to this cave.
Yes.
What are you going to do?
I'm going to put away my bow and take out my shield and get ready to enter the cave.
Okay. You are literally at the entrance, so you're kind of in the cave already. You look ahead, and it appears as though the cave widens out to probably between 10 and 12 feet wide. It's a big cave now that you get a look at it. It's dark, but you do have your fish helmet on, so you do have dark vision, and you can see, the distance in. What are the rest
Theo
of you
will
doing?
Cast detect magic and just have that running, just in case.
Okay. Feyre, are you ready in anything? Byron, are you ready in anything?
Yeah, I'm gonna pull my shield back out. I'm gonna pull the blink dagger. I'm gonna pull my hood up. I'm gonna duck down really low. I'm gonna kind of hide behind Theo or Runar, whoever's closer.
Why not hide behind Feyre?
Or Feyre. I mean, she hasn't made a turn yet, so I don't know what she's doing. She could be an eagle for all I know. Again.
Well,
I am going to pull out my bow again and move silently and try to be not very visible.
All right.
And hide behind someone who's trying to be invisible.
How
You
does
can
that
definitely
work?
see
like
her.
if you hide behind somebody who rolls really good at hiding, are you also hidden?
You still have to roll your own hide action, but it's possible. It's possible that they hid so well that they no longer provide you with cover. All right, so if you're going to roll a stealth check, roll a stealth check. Don't let me stop you. Runar, I have you in front of the marching order with Feyre next, and then Theo and Byron at the tail end.
This is why I don't roll for stealth normally.
who was first?
You, Runar, you're at the front of the group here.
I'll go stealthy.
Okay.
Not very successfully.
Oh shit. Okay, so
You did better than me.
Clonk,
sort of.
clonk. Chonk, chonk, chonk.
There's
Rock.
diminishing lack of
I get all
returns at some
sneaky,
point.
and then just starts squeaking down the trail.
So you take the first few steps into this cave, and as you're walking by, your vision is just laser focused on what's ahead of you. And as you make your way through the spot, Theo and Runar are being a little bit noisy. Byron, you got a stealth in there, right? Okay, 31. Yeah, you and Feyre, however,
31.
are very stealthy. Nevertheless, Runar, as you lead the pack, you walk into this cavern. On the sides of the walls, you notice that they are rock walls. They are kind of perspiring with water that sort of just drips down the walls. Again, it's about 10 to 15 feet wide. There are these greenish mushrooms that are very different from the ones that you saw before at the base, but they are growing on the walls of the cavern. And you see these metal sort of structures that are embedded into the walls. And as you make your way up to one of them to take a little bit closer look, you kind of trip over a rock and you kind of twist your ankle out a little bit and you bang up against it. And I need everybody to roll initiative. Let me get you to this map first, because with those
Runar.
piss poor stealth rolls, my friends, you watch as both Runar and Theo are attacked by these skeletal creatures that come out of the wall. Just
All right. Before anyone rolls initiative, click your token.
hold on.
I
Let me get you guys
always-
to the map.
Runar always springs.
Don't look
the
around the
trap.
map too much. Don't look
With
around the
bad
map. Resist the urge. Just look at where you are
It's
on
too
the
late.
map.
I've seen everything.
Don't look at
Uh,
everything.
I just
Zoomed
look
in,
focus in on my
see
guy.
I can literally see
Oh, there we
like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 by 1, 2, 4, an 8 by 8 grid.
Okay,
Go to
good.
the top. Go to the top of the map right away.
Right. That's where I started.
Theo's
All right.
first response is, "You're not my minions."
That's true.
Who invited these guys?
Who the fuck?
What the fox?
I like
the-
that.
What does the fox say?
I actually
What the
got a 15.
Silver Fox Gaming?
I don't know what it says.
Oh shit, Silver Fox Gaming in the house?
In
Why
the
did you do this
house.
to us, Silver Fox Gaming? We did nothing to you.
Where is... Oh, I didn't have the turn order thing up.
So
That's
something
dumb.
I didn't know.
So we
Our
should all
merch is
roll
on
again,
sale
right?
now?
No, I'm taking that roll.
Skelly. All right, I'm sorry, this is lame. Oh, there we go. All right, cool. There, it's actually there. I don't know why it just appeared. So,
Because I'm in twice.
It's just not in order.
yeah. So, what did you get, Feyre? You have an 8?
So
Okay,
the one with my
Theo?
token is correct, and the one without my token is not correct.
Okay, gotcha. I'll get rid of that one. Theo.
Mine's
you have a 6?
accurate. 6.
Okay, Byron got a 12. Runar got a 26.
I got a 15. I got a 15.
You got a 15. Okay,
I guess it doesn't matter because I'm still going to be in the same spot.
that's all right. All right, so Runar, you are first in the order as you watch as the skeletal arm reaches out for you. I'm just gonna move you because I'm gonna say you're right here, and Theo, you are right there, just for narrative's sake because of the poor rolls. So Runar, it is your turn as you watch these skeletal arms come out to greet you. What do you want to do?
I'm going to instinctively grab my sword, pull it out, and slash this guy with it.
Okay, go ahead and make an attack roll, please. You can see also as you watch them sort of start to emerge, being alerted by your presence, that the cages that they're in on the walls, you can kind of see, let's see, if I pull one away, you can kind of see on the artwork, there's like these metal cages. The cage doors are open and they just kind of come out. They were never locked or anything like that.
Okay.
Go ahead
That's
and make an
basic
attack roll.
safety. Why would you have left those unlocked?
I know. They weren't thinking. They just weren't thinking about it.
Someone call Fantasy OSHA.
29 to hit
Yeah, that'll hit for sure.
for 11 slashing.
Okay, 11 slashing. You chop off one of the arms, and it just falls and rattles across the stone floor.
I'll take my extra attack.
Okay.
$16 to hit
16 will also hit.
for an additional 7 slashing.
Yep. And that's all it takes as you crush that skeleton and drop it to the ground at your feet. Maybe a little
then-
startled, but you kind of step away from the cage that it's in.
I will move
Reflexes like a drunken tiger.
boom, boom, and I'll position myself between this one and Feyre.
Okay.
That's the end of my turn.
All right. That brings us to the Skellies. The one to the north of you, Runar, is going to reach out, and it looks like it has a short sword that's going to try to jab you with. A 7 is not going to hit you. The one next to Theo is going to do the same thing with a short sword attack.
At disadvantage.
As these guys are, oh, nice, disadvantage. So a 7, or no, that's a, hold on, let me re-roll that. A 23 and a 21
Wow.
to hit you.
Yeah,
go
they
with-
hit.
So you take 8 piercing damage from the short sword, this rusty old short sword that just cuts right across your arm, your forearm, drawing some blood. And it just kind of like growls at you, which is weird because we all know that skeletons don't have voice boxes, larynxes or anything like that. But anyways, they still do it in D&D.
How the
And
fuck are
it
you
kinda-
doing that?
Echoes through this hall. Louder than you had hoped, trying to be stealthy, for example. So that's this one. This guy is going to break through his cage, kind of open up the door and move forward up to Feyre, and is going to take a short sword attack against Feyre. A 6 is not going to hit you.
Ugh.
This one moves in. Runar, seeing you sort of backing up, it presses the attack and comes up swinging. Again, a rusty short sword with very little skill, and it misses you with a natural 1 as you just kind of easily step out of the way as it just goes right past you. That is their turn. Byron, you watch as your friends are kind of being swarmed by these skeletons that are rather ineffectual, but have done a little bit of damage to Theo.
Okay.
One guy protected from them.
So Byron's gonna start sweating profusely.
Real quick clarification as you start to sweat. Theo, remind me. It is a magical item that you have that gives you protection from their attacks, but does it also not draw them to you?
Oh yes, it does.
Yeah,
the
remind
Torch
me
Amulet
about that.
Briagan does it function like protection from good and evil, as in all fiends, fae, undead, and something else.
I think
forget what.
aberrations.
Probably have a disadvantage to attack me, but they're all drawn towards me.
Okay, and I forgot about this guy that I'm just gonna move because he was off my map.
He's
real
coming
quick.
this way.
Yeah, he doesn't get a chance to attack you though. We'll say. All right, Byron. Sorry, I just wanted to clarify that one piece of
No,
information.
you're good. You're
Yep.
good. Byron's gonna start to sweat profusely. He's gonna reach out and like put his hand on Theo and be like, "Oh gosh," and he's gonna like, he's already got his blink dagger out and his shield in hand, his hood up, and he's pretty stealthy. So touching Theo, maybe he's a little scared. Suddenly like, "Oh gosh, who's touching me?" I'm gonna take a step forward. I'm actually gonna take 3 steps forward.
Take 2 steps forward.
And I'm going to attempt to stab. I'm gonna attempt to stab the one in the middle between me or right next to Feyre, straight east of Feyre. Before I do that, I'm gonna whisper to my dagger, "I need you to just do it. Just do it." I'm gonna imbue it with magical energies, and I'm gonna stab it.
Okay.
You're muted, Bubby.
Stab it.
I was beatboxing. I was trying to figure out what was
Yeah.
happening.
18 will hit.
An
What's the
18 to
total
hit.
damage?
It's gonna be
24?
Oh.
Or sorry, 25?
25, it looks like.
20. I don't think I get sneak damage, to be honest.
Oh, yeah, you do. Right? Because it's next.
No, an enemy's within. One of his friends is within, so I need to figure out minus the sneak dueling. I think it's just 6 magical, to be honest.
6
but
magical
an additional D8. No, wait,
What?
it's 6 plus 2, so it's
Well,
8 damage.
you do get sneak attack damage because
Yeah.
another ally of yours is threatening them.
Right, but they have an ally within 5 feet of them. So
Yes,
I
but so
don't.
it negates the swashbuckler clause, but the rogue clause that supersedes that is if you have a friendly person attacking the same target that can attack the same target that's threatening it, you still get sneak attack.
The
That's why it's
swashbuckler
important
clause.
to have that's why it's important to have a battle buddy. So yeah, no, that's right.
Oh, you're right. So yeah, it's 25 damage.
Swashbuckler just means you get advantage stop.
Right.
Yeah.
Or
I get
you
an additional
sneak attack
8
stop.
D8 damage too, as well.
Well,
Yeah,
was it this
that's
one
okay.
to the north?
I
Yeah,
want the.
Did you say it was this one to the?
It's the middle
Yeah.
one.
Yeah.
Got it. Yeah. You kill it.
Yeah. So as I stab it, I want the magical energies of the whisper to explode it. I want to explode like shrapnel. I want to dodge some of that. I want to dodge it. And then
Okay.
bonus action, I will attempt to disengage and move further in.
All right.
I am now
that
there.
brings us to Feyre.
Okay. I will cast
spiritual weapon. So
Okay.
you see like her do a little hand movement, and my bonus action is spiritual weapon. You see this sparkly pink loot appear in the middle of the air and just wang, like go to hit one of these guys. And I'll say this one that is only touching me, we'll deal with that one.
I don't think we ever settled on a token for your spiritual weapon, did we?
Mm-mm. We need to find one.
Yeah, I know. I'm
Nice
looking for
hit.
something right now.
Nice damage roll
28
too.
to hit and 10 force damage.
Okay, yeah, that definitely hits. Bear with me here. I'm looking for a token.
What does it
We'll use
look like
this.
again?
It's like a loot.
Big old loot.
Let's see if I can give this. I probably can't. What square do you want it in, Ash?
That's fine.
Okay. So 10 damage, you say,
Which
Yep,
one did
10
you hit?
force damage.
on the one to the south?
Correct.
Okay. Yeah, you with the swing of your spiritual weapon, it just smashes one of the arms off, and it sort of lifts aside. It drops its sword to the stone floor. Clang, clang. That was your bonus action.
For my action, I will say magical word in Elvish and activate my Grave Ward armor, which will then give me protection from evil and good without concentration.
Highly
For how
recommend
long?
that.
1 minute.
Okay, that's pretty good though. Especially given how long combats usually take, right? So it's protection from good and evil.
Well, it's weird because combats take a couple of hours, so the spell don't last that long.
Yeah, but in rounds it's usually like less than 30 seconds. It's crazy. All right,
Oh,
so
wait,
that
these
is your
times are-
turn.
Ooh.
Theo.
Theo just learned how combat time actually works. Is confused. I'm kidding. Theo steps up 5 feet to kind of cover Feyre's flank, and will attack this rattly boy in front of him. Because nobody likes rattly boys. With a pretty great sword, a magical pretty great sword.
I like it. I like it.
Does a 19 hit?
It does.
Takes 14 damage of slashing.
Of the slashing variety, that's all it takes to kill this one.
Well, shit. I've got a second attack, so it's just time to reverse the momentum, go in a circle, and bring it down against this other rattly boy behind me.
Okay.
Woo.
28 for 13 slashing.
That will hit, and that is just enough to kill this one behind you too. So you cut down the one in front of you, and then you turn around, definitely just with the swing of your Kalistani packed weapon, just cut it right in half, sending the top part, the ribs and the shoulders, the arms and the head sailing to the left, and the legs just kind of crumple at your feet. The hips and the
Fucking hate
legs.
skeletons. Theo
Yeah.
says.
Anything else from you? Do you want to move or anything?
You know, let's just close this guy in just to make sure he doesn't get any bright ideas. And we're good. That's all I got.
All right. Back to the top of the order, Runar. You have
right.
two skeletons still sort of swarming around you, one to the north and one to the east.
I decide the one to the north is the uglier one, so I swing at him first.
He is ugly.
Wouldn't you want to hit the prettier one because he'd be a threat?
All right, here we go. Oh, 20 to hit
Yeah, that
for
hits.
10 slashing.
Yep, he's still up, but again, you cut off bits of the rib cage, tearing it open. Parts of the old withered hide leather that it has on falls to the ground in front of you. You see the sweet spot.
Yeah, I'm gonna extra attack. $25 to hit for 8 slashing.
Yeah, you kill this guy, no problem. No problem.
And I just
As he
square
is
up on this
gone.
guy next to me.
Yeah, you just kind of take that one out and hold your sword at the ready as this one is going to take a swing at you now. Let's see. That is a short sword attack. 7 is definitely not going to hit you. Byron, as you moved forward, what was your intent on the last turn?
Mostly just to get away from them.
Okay. You turn around and look back, and you watch your friends are fighting, the skeletons, and knocking them down, taking them down one by one. Roll a perception check for me.
Ooh, pretty good.
Dirty 20.
You hear movement from behind you, from farther down the corridor, and you sort of almost like kick yourself for not keeping an eye in that direction. And so you kind of look over your shoulder, and you see this creature emerge across a bridge. Now, inside this cavern, as you look over your shoulder, you can see that it extends back a ways. There's darkness beyond your night vision or your dark vision that you can't really see, but there is the mist of the waterfall is kind of heavy in the air. And you can hear the flow of a river, and you can see a bridge just barely at the periphery of your dark vision. And there is a creature with red glowing eyes that you see walking sort of almost like sort of on all fours, using both its arms and its legs as it comes across, even though it's bipedal in nature. Humanoid, but extremely large. And it looks a little something like, let's see if I can find here it is.
Thing looks nasty. Ooh.
Blah.
He looks fun.
Yeah.
I like it.
It is a strange undead creature that is covered in thorns and feathers and bones, as if it almost like some sort of a I don't know. It's got some weird sort of vibe of undead shaman kind of going on.
He's just
This is
undead
actually-
vibing here.
Yeah, this is actually a creature from Svealand. So a callback to Svealand.
Oh, God.
that I brought this
Oh,
guy
yeah.
in.
Oh god, that's even worse.
I can see this
Yeah.
creature though.
Yes, you can see this creature coming across from from that bridge that I mentioned.
Okay, I'm gonna just premise that I can see 5 by 5.
What do you mean?
I zoomed in on my character token, and I've been keeping it that there.
Oh,
that
nice.
I don't see stuff I'm not supposed to see.
Yeah, you can
So I'm
see
gonna
you
zoom.
can see
Can
the
I
gang.
zoom out a little bit?
Yeah, go ahead. You can see the gang to the west, fighting off the last of the sort of sentries, the skeleton sentries, and you can see just to the east that there is this creature coming across, and then darkness behind it. You each have an additional advantage from the bleak season. Thank you, Christian, for that, buddy.
Hey.
Bleak
appreciate
season
you.
for
Well,
the
being
win.
such a bleak season, he is so
Things
good.
are
Give
looking
it-
Choosing
bleak.
only to give it to us and not the DM. What
Unless
a
unless
champion.
all of those were for me. I mean, there was no specification.
Oh yeah,
But that's
suppose.
okay. Believe me, I have plenty, my friends.
Yeah, you should start using them.
Wait, I
We ain't
started
had
with 3,
TPK'd
right?
yet.
Yeah,
Anyways,
you guys have a lot as well.
You said east. I'm
Um,
gonna just go ahead and move east.
Yep. Well, it's not your turn yet. So I just wanted to
Just
clarify what you were doing as you got up there. This creature sees you. Actually, it's got a friend. It sees you, and it is going to make an attack on you. As you turn, you see these a flurry of bones and feathers that come flying down the hallway, this sort of like cavernous hallway towards you. I'm going to make an attack with the bones and feather attack. Ooh, gets a bunch of attacks too. The first one is a 16 to hit.
Ooh, that misses, right?
I got my shield out, so yes, I
Okay.
bashed that shit away.
Very smart. I'm going to use an advantage on the second attack.
Get him.
Come on now. 19.
That for sure hits.
So you take 13 piercing damage.
Okay.
And then, let's see, how far are you? 40 feet. All right.
Wait, what kind of attack was that?
Bones and feathers attack.
Whoa.
Both bones and feathers.
Yep. And then you watch as it sort of transforms, I guess I would say, into a swarm of ravens. And it comes flying down the hallway using its ravenous charge feature. And it can go a long ways. It is going to fly down and swarm you with its ravenous swarm feature, Byron. I need you to make a dexterity saving throw, please.
$17.
That is a successful save, so you'll take half of this. You'll take
I'll
7.
Take none.
What's that?
I will take none.
Ah, right, because you're a rogue. All right, so you take no
I
damage.
dodge it. I step out of the way, and then right when it thinks it's hit me, I step out of the way again. I'm too quick. I'm a lightning bug.
That tracks. That really tracks.
Oh,
All
nice.
right,
Okay. Yeah, I was
that
kinda
comes-
just running with it.
Comes back to
I'm a little
Byron.
firefly.
This thing reappears as a not as a swarm, but as this bipedal undead creature in front of you, towering over you.
So the first thing that Byron's gonna think and do is kind of a combination thing. He's gonna think of, he's had a lot of nature moments lately, and so he's gonna think like, oh gosh, this is just disgusting. This is abnormal. This is unnatural. I need to destroy it. And dagger shield out. He's gonna hold his dagger up to his lips and say, I call upon the powers of Adabalusi and the Hierophant of Biori. I stab you with death. And I will plunge the dagger directly into whatever I think would be an important part of this creature.
And just as a heads up, Byron, you got an advantage from Doc's shoulder.
Oh, Doc shoulder. I'm going to use it. I'm going to use it right here, right now. For this stab, I'm going to try and make it a killing blow.
There's no other place I'd rather be.
Watching the world wake up from history?
I mean, in one sense.
A lot of
So that's going to be
yeah.
a 26 to hit for
Oh, yeah, that'll hit.
23 plus 1d8 damage.
Nice.
That additional damage is going to be a 1, so it's
So
going to be
24 total?
20 math, 24 damage, yes.
Okay. That was a huge hit.
In addition to that, the creature is now enveloped in a booming energy.
Okay.
I will then use my bonus action to... Well, I will just simply step away from it. 10 feet. Can I stand on the same spot as a spiritual weapon? I feel like
Yes.
I can.
Yeah, you
Yep.
can.
That's what I thought. I figured it wasn't really real.
It's hovering in the air.
It's real to
Yeah.
some people, Byron. It's real to some people.
I'm going to get really close to it and be like, oh, this is really interesting. Because I don't care about this creature that I just hit. It's abnormal. It's an abomination of nature. I hate it. But I am interested by this floating loot that's glowing pink.
Sparkly.
Anything else from
And-
your turn, Byron?
I will attempt to duck behind it, use it as a cloud of obscuring energy, and hide.
Okay. Go ahead and roll a stealth check.
And that's going to be a 31 to hide.
Very cool. Farah, you're up.
Okay. I am going to bonus action cast Mantle of Inspiration.
Nice.
So you just see me begin to glow with a shimmery light and all sparkly, and I become more beautiful and powerful looking, and you all feel inspired by that, and you gain 10 temporary hit points, and you can now move your full movement without incurring an attack of opportunity should you choose to right now.
Choose to.
Oh.
Theo just kind of look and go, looking good, and then just moves right at this awful thing that came down the hallway.
Okay. And
Yeah,
then
I will.
Oh, go ahead.
I'm just gonna shimmy around this guy.
Sure.
Shimmy, shimmy, shimmy. Nice. Got the
Anybody else
moves.
want to move?
Byron, you could move if you want.
I will
Oh, yeah, he's
stay in
He's
the
hiding.
obscuring energy of this glowing mace thing.
Smart.
Mace loot.
All right, Feyre, anything else?
Then for my action, I would like to cast Circle of Power. I do a little hand movement, and the sparkly kind of light begins to expand from me as an aura, and encompasses everything within, I believe, 30 feet.
Yeah.
And I'll throw the spell back up in the chat so you can see what that does.
Many things.
Does a bunch of stuff.
It is useful.
Divine energy radiates from you, distorting and diffusing magical energy within 30 feet. Until the spell ends, the sphere moves with you. Concentration up to 10 minutes. For the duration, every friendly creature in the area has advantage on saving throws against spells and other magical effects. Additionally, when the affected creature succeeds on a saving throw or against a spell or magical effect that allows it to make a saving throw or take half damage, they take no damage. Okay, so if they fail and take or if they succeed and take half damage, they take no damage. All right,
And
cool.
I will just take one step over here so that, if possible, it'll give Runar advantage when he attacks that guy.
I like that.
That's it.
Nice move.
Hell yeah. All right, Theo.
Just walks up to this guy and goes, "You're fucking ugly," and lays into him with the great sword. Because, he's not a pretty man, unfortunately. Or whatever I choose to identify as.
No.
Well, that's a
Oh
1.
no. Oh,
So the
no.
damage was a 9 anyway, so that's okay. No big loss. No big loss. But I've got a second attack, and we're going to try it. See how this goes. That's better. Does a 21 hit?
It sure does. Nicely done.
Still only do 9 points of slashing damage.
It's something.
It is something. And
You're hacking through this thing with the power of Kalistani.
just and we'll call it there.
Okay. So, Kirk, real quick, the creature is enveloped in what, like a green shimmering glow from your booming blade?
I kind of think of it like when you see a mirage, the ripples of a mirage.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine that, but like subwoofer.
Got it. All right.
I just wanted
Anything
to
else? Oh, go ahead.
I wanted to clarify. I got the amount of temporary hit points wrong. You actually get one more. It's 11 temporary hit points at 10th level. So
Got
there's
it.
the one more temporary.
Good. That's an important clarification. Theo, you didn't move, but you did take 2 attacks. Do you want to use a bonus action or a movement at all?
I do not. I'm going to hold him right here.
All right, Runar, we're at the top of the order. You've got a skeleton behind you and some creature that is in combat with Theo.
All right, I am going to swing on this skeleton between the two of us.
Okay.
That's with advantage since I have him flanked. Here we go. That's a 21 for 9 slashing.
Yeah. That will hit for sure. Still up, but you hit it so hard that it kind of staggers back and bounces against the wall behind it, and then sort of steadies itself.
Okay, I'll use my extra attack.
Okay.
$25 to hit
Yeah,
for
you kill
another
it.
9 slashing.
Yup. It's dead. You drop the last of the skeleton sentries.
All right. Now with my movement, I will move up. Six, 30 feet
Okay.
to try to flank this guy with Theo.
Give him
I
the
like it.
clamps.
You gave him the what for? All right. So that brings us to them. As another one of these creatures appears on the bridge behind you, coming across, Runar. The one that you passed by, it watches you go, and it is going to, it kind of crouches down as it draws in this energy, and it releases this haunting shriek. Now,
Has, like,
I
a reaction?
believe, nope, it's their attack. So it releases a haunting shriek as you move past it. Because all these things are kind of happening at the same time, right? Now you are out of the range of Feyre's thing, unfortunately.
I just noticed that.
Yep, I saw you measuring it out. That's too bad. I do need you to make a wisdom saving throw, please.
Okay.
Just him?
Yep, just him.
Because he moved outside of the magical aura surrounding.
Well, and the way it worked is that as you moved past it, it kind of followed you, right? So you kind of drew its attention back, and now it's kind of focused on you.
Okay. I'm going to use one of my advantages.
Okay.
That brings me down to 2, I believe.
Okay.
Let's go. Wisdom save. Come on. 17.
17 is successful as this thing howls at you and kind of tacking on to Byron's sort of subwoofer effect of that other of the creature being shrouded. It kind of sends out this sound wave sort of vibration that comes out at you, and you sort of duck down, and it comes across the top of your head, and it kind of blows through your hair. Even though you have the helmet on, you can feel the sound waves like passing over you as you're able to dodge out of the way. But you kind of do one of those sort of like matrix moves, and you look back, and there is one of these creatures behind you that is going to make a couple of bone and feather attacks at you.
Yikes.
Yep.
Trying to flank. I got myself flanked. Well, does he have any more movement?
Nope.
He's done moving. Okay.
Yep. I rolled an 18 to hit. I don't think that hits you, does it?
No, I got my shield.
Yep. So the first attack, you kind of throw your shield up, and these bones and these sharp feathers ting, 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 kind of ricochet off your shield as a second flurry of these bones and feathers come flying at you. Does a 22 hit?
22 does hit.
A couple of these feathers come piercing past your shield, and you're going to take 13 piercing damage.
Okay.
Let me just double check here. Okay.
Okay.
At this point, as you take the damage, don't forget to update your tokens on the
Yeah, I'm doing
VTT.
that now.
You hear this laughing from deeper inside this space. Visitors have come. You have come to seek Nogalbu. Yes. Just laughs.
Are you Nogalbu?
We're in the right place.
You are in the right place. And that brings us to Byron's turn. Byron, you feel like you're pretty
Alright.
well hidden.
Yeah, I'm standing in a cloud of loot.
With loot. Yep.
Well, it's pink and sparkly.
Just had a question. If I turn my head really fast and my head just happens to be where the strings are, do I hear do I hear a strumming?
It's immaterial, right?
It's immaterial.
something.
All right, so I don't hear
Correct.
anything. All right,
Stop
then.
playing.
I'm gonna
feel
try to play it briefly with my face, not feeling it. So you're gonna see
Pass
Byron
through
like
it. It
he's
doesn't
shaking his
harm
head,
you.
nothing's happening, and then he's gonna be like, shrug, step forward quickly, and actually, you know what? Let me think. Yeah, it's gonna be a big movement. I want to run right through all this, offering this creature an attack of opportunity if it sees me. I don't know if it does.
You cannot move through its space unless you have some feature that allows you to do so. So you will have to kind of go around it. You can move through the space of your companion.
Okay.
Yep. What are you going to do?
I'm going to move up right behind Runar.
Okay.
And then I'm going to look back at it as I've, found it. I'm going to look back. I've already hit it once with the booming blade. I'm going to whisper to my blade again. Please, come on. Just make this one count. Come on. Peori, I've been doing the best I can. And I'm going to drive my dagger into it.
Hey, welcome to the guild. Sir Nada appearing in this life. That is a hell of a handle. Welcome. Thanks for being here. We're in Greyhawk. Make a roll, my friend, as you attack this Valraven.
A 13 to hit.
13 is not going to hit.
Oh, I miss. Bonus action.
So sorry, eh?
I will disengage.
Okay.
No. I will actually dash instead, giving it an opportunity to attack me.
It will take the attack. Let's see. It'll take a claw attack on you. Let's see. What did I get? 12 is not going to hit you, I'm pretty sure.
However, did you take an attack on a friend of mine while I was sitting there threatening it?
It did. Didn't hit him, but it took an attack.
It
I will
did.
punish him with the power of Sentinel.
Get it?
Nobody hits my friends but me.
Natural 20. Nice.
So that starts at 13. However, since I've hit and crit, I will elect to use Eldritch Smite, which I will drop into chat. I only have 5th level spells, so I deal an extra d8 force damage up to the target plus another d8 per level of the spell slot. So that would be normally 6d8, but in this case I'll need to double it to 12d8 since I crit.
Holy shit, I love it.
Wow.
Wow.
That's a lot.
And then 54 force damage.
54? All right.
54.
How do you want
Is
to
that
kill
plus
this
the
thing?
original 15?
Yeah, plus the original 15. Oh no, it swipes at
That was
at
amazing.
Byron as he goes by, and there's just this half tempo, and then Theo's like, nope, and just brings the greatsword down in this crashing overhead swing, and as soon as it finds purchase, just blue light explodes out of Kalistani, which shockingly also explodes that poor motherfucker, just sending bits flying everywhere.
Yeah, I mean, his undead body crumples to the ground and this black ichor starts to pour out. And you can watch as it sort of dematerializes. And there is just before you a pile of feathers, black feathers that lay there on the ground. All right.
Back to your regular scheduled turn.
Yep. That was a great reaction. So, Byron, you make your movement. You miss with your turn. It is Feyre's turn.
All right, I am going to move 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, which I believe is hold on, all my movement. Hold on a second. Yep. All right, so I'm there to move my magical aura forward as much as I can. And then I am going to bonus action 5, 10, 15, 20. Move my magical spiritual weapon forward. And I think that can only go like 20 feet.
Yeah, it's 20 feet for the spiritual weapon.
All right, so 5, 10, 15, 20. Put it right here. these.
Okay.
And then
Right there?
there's nothing to attack. Sure. And then I will draw my bow and let loose on this dude
Okay.
for my action. Alrighty.
I like it.
Oath bow.
Oh, yeah. 26 hits.
Nice.
7 piercing.
Okay. Yeah, your arrow flies true and it hits this undead, almost raven-like creature in the chest, and it just kind of recoils. Anything else from Feyre, or is it Theo's turn?
That is everything I can do.
All right, Theo.
I believe in Feyre. Feyre can do so much more than that. In this case, Theo is going to move up 30 feet to the next one and just look at it and go, "You are also very ugly," and start smashing with the greatsword. Theo
Smash away.
Does a 17 hit?
It sure does.
15 points of slashing damage, followed up by another strike.
Ooh.
I assume a 29 then hits for
Well,
14
yeah.
more slashing.
Yeah, it sure does. Nice.
Just wham,
Theo, just-
wham.
Just cutting through these undead. I love it. As
He
you
does
should
not
with
like
that
those
sword.
fuckers.
Calistani is so happy right now. You could just get these super positive vibes coming off your pack weapon.
Calistani's happy, Theo's happy. There's a lot of joy happening on this side of the table. And that is all I'll do this turn.
Okay, that brings us to the top of the order with Runar. Runar, you watch as your friends cut down the first of these strange creatures that turns into this pile of raven feathers. An arrow comes flying across, hits the second one in the chest. Theo steps forward, takes 2 massive swings at it. What do you do?
I'm going to move up 1, 2, 5, 25 feet. And I'm going to swing on this guy
All right.
with advantage.
Okay. Folks who are in the chat, don't forget that we are giving away a copy of the Encounters in Barovia at the end of the stream, and a vial of the Old Goat Beard Company beard oil. Just exclamation mark drawing to get in on that.
All right. So that
I
was a
smell a crit.
natural 20.
Holy
that-
cats.
Did that roll crit damage? And I only rolled a 1? Is that what
Correct.
happened? Okay. So it was only for 8 damage, but 8 slashing. But I will add a superiority die to that. And make that a pushing attack
Okay.
to attempt to shove this guy off this cliff.
So just to clarify, the total damage looks like it's 13. Is that correct?
8, yes. 13.
Okay. And then
total
it needs to
damage.
make a, what kind of a save?
Strength saving throw.
Strength save. You got it. Saves. What did I roll? I rolled a 13.
He needed to beat a 16, so I just shoved him off the cliff. He gets pushed 15 feet away from me.
Okay, so he lands in the water. Nice. Yeah, very nice.
All right.
Anything else? Do you have
Can I
another attack?
see- Yeah, I
Yeah,
do.
you still have another attack.
Can I see in front of me? Like how
What's
far can I see?
What's your vision with that helmet? Is it 60 feet? Yeah, you can
Let me-
see.
yeah.
You can see 60 feet. You can see. So as you come around the corner, let me zoom out for folks who are watching. You can see that there is a bridge that crosses the river that you just plunged the creature into. There are bundles of supplies. There are piles of wood. There is a cauldron that has right here, there's a cauldron that has a bit of glow coming from it. There is, I don't know if you can necessarily see this, but it appears as though there might be a body laying on the ground here. And that's what you see. That's about as far as you can see.
All right.
And I guess you can see from there because of the distance. Yeah, that guy is 50 feet. You can see, 60 feet with your helmet on?
Yeah.
So you see this creature sitting. Let me pull this up for you because this is important. You see this creature sitting in this chair. This chair is made of bone, and it looks like this guy. It is
That's a mood.
antler donning, strange beast-like creature with a tail, claws, and almost like kind of like satyr legs, kind of like goat legs, with a strange spiked staff, who just sits watching and sort of with amusement as you cut through and approach this bridge.
Okay. Seeing him, I'm going to just say, Nogalbu! And I'm going to drop my sword next to me,
Okay.
pull out a javelin, and huck it at him. No,
Okay.
I think he might be out of my javelin range, but I don't know for sure.
He's 55 feet away.
Okay. So I believe
You have to look at your character sheet. It probably has
I'm trying to look up equipment. Okay, yeah, it's 3120. So I guess technically this would be with disadvantage.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to spend one of my advantages to
As you should.
negate that.
You have one left.
Okay. So that's just a normal toss of the javelin.
Javelino.
$24 to hit.
Let me take a look here. That's with disadvantage? Holy cats.
Oh, no, sorry, that wasn't with disadvantage. Oh no, I negated it with
He
advantage.
spent a thing.
Yeah, that hits.
Sorry.
That hits. You throw the javelin, you're just kind of hucking it because you know it's out of range. You know javelin attacking. Hey, thanks for the raid, Role Players Guild. We appreciate you. Thanks
Hi,
for
y'all.
being here. We are attacking a lair of the Nogalbu, who has stolen an important artifact from the Namashal elves in the Placerian Mountains, deep in the Amadio jungle. We appreciate your raid. Heads up to you that we are giving away some stuff at the end of the stream. We're giving away a copy of the Encounters in Barovia and a vial of the Old Gold Beard Company. Meanwhile, Runar hucks this javelin outside of his normal range, and it just lands right in the Nogalbu's abdomen. You fuck!
I'm going to spend a superiority die to make that a menacing. Oh, that's an extra 10 damage.
So 16 total.
Yep. And
Okay.
that's
Nice.
now a menacing attack. So he needs to make a wisdom saving throw or be frightened of me.
All right, hold on. 16 total damage, right? Yeah.
Yeah, total 16.
How can
All
he
right.
not be scared of you already?
I know, that was really impressive.
That was awesome. Just like a boss. You said a wisdom save?
Yeah.
Okay.
Ooh. Yeah. I knew he would probably make this.
He's
but-
fine.
Yeah, 25.
Yep. He beat it. So
Okay.
he's not scared of me. But sweet damage.
That was sweet damage. That's the end of your turn. That brings us to his turn. He is going to stand up, take the javelin out of his abdomen and rip it out, throw it down on the ground. Have you come here to usurp my lair, then? I don't think so.
Technically, we just need the unicorn horn.
Aha! The Namashal sent you. I need everybody here to make a wisdom saving throw, please.
Wait. Where's all the effects of my magical spell?
Byron is out of your
Yep,
effect of the
Byron
protection.
is not in the.
So
within-
everybody else makes it with advantage. Oh,
Wisdom-
bleak
wisdom save.
season. Bleak season coming in with some, oh shit, very nice. With some advantages for people.
Nice.
Thank you, bleak season.
Wisdom save. Here we go.
There's a strong chance they're going to need that.
Oh. I'm going to
Die. Oh yeah, fighter that shit.
I'm gonna use my indomitable
Stomp
feature to
that
try to
goat.
roll that again.
Yeah, do it.
Boo.
Why VTTY?
Why?
All right, what did you roll? I'm hearing some trauma.
13.
A
Do I have to take the
13.
new one? Must use the new roll.
Yeah, must
So
use the new-
technically
Yep.
a 10.
Yep. So a 10. Farah, 23 for you. Byron, a
Correct.
16. Theo, you rolled a natural
24.
20. Yeah, not bad. All right, so... Okay, I need to roll some damage. So, okay, here's what happens, is that your minds are now sort of like penetrated by this nightmare aura that this creature emits. Oh, sorry, that's not the right one. It is the advanced illusion. So you guys have this strange vision of something that is absolutely terrifying. It is, I will say that it's different for each of you. And I'll give me like in one or two sentences, what would be the most terrifying thing, like monster wise, for your character to see emerging from this river right now? Let's start with Runar.
A Mosengi twice the size of the one we fought.
Yeah, you absolutely see the Mosengi start to rise up and like puts one foot down on the landing in front of you, another foot. Byron.
You know, I think it would be something between Aphis and the Mosengi and something undead.
Okay.
So an undead slithering
undead-
demon lord.
Devil, an undead devil.
An undead amalgamation of like
Yeah.
different parts of animals. Okay, that's totally
Lots of
terrifying.
skeletal body parts.
All right, Farah.
I see my stepfather only like as I see him, he like bursts out like he is actually being possessed by a demon, and like he grows like twice the size and becomes this demon abomination of him.
Jesus.
Everybody sees this,
She's got daddy issues, stepdaddy
Even-
issues.
even with a save.
And Theo, what do you see?
Well, I'm gonna go with the Demogorgon, like straight up Lord of the fucking Abyss, just double baboon head.
So you see these things happen, Farah, your father transforming into this, or stepfather, excuse me, transforming into this monstrous entity. Theo, you see the Demogorgon like crawling out of the water. Each of you seeing this terrifying vision, but for whatever reason, Farah and Theo, you are able to like, you're like, this is not real. And you like push it out of your mind and it fades from your vision. Meanwhile, you look over and Runar and Byron are just cowering. You are both frightened. So you have the frightened condition. And you each take 4 psychic damage.
Okay.
You sought to frighten him, but now you are the one that is frightened.
You're going to take 4 psychic damage at the beginning of each of your turns. You two.
Oh, so not yet.
No, you take it right now, and then at the
Okay.
beginning of each of your turns, you'll take it as well. Let me just see if there's an additional save here. Hold on. Nope. That's it. You missed the save. So you're frightened, and you cannot and you take 4 damage at the beginning of each of your turns. Okay.
Well, that's weird.
Yeah, that's crazy.
There's no additional save we can make
Nope.
later on.
You already failed the save. All right, so that happens. And that is his turn. This other creature that you threw into the river, Runar, is going to crawl up to the other side and pull itself out. Probably down here because of the current. But it does crawl up, and that's going to take its turn to get out there. That brings us to Byron. Byron, you watch as
All right.
Runar, you and Runar are cowering right now. So you're frightened. That means that you have a disadvantage on ability checks and attack rolls while the source of the fear is within sight. which it's like right there towering over you, and you cannot willingly move closer to it. So you're kind of like
Alright.
pinned up against the wall. It is literally real to you.
Okay.
Ash, I love the stepdad thing. Oh, what a dick that guy was.
All right. Okay. I am going to, in a fearful, cornered animal type way, attack the hell out of this thing.
That's a great way to put it. It will be with disadvantage.
Okay. So I just want to declare, like, am I attacking?
Well, you take
Something
four
that's
psychic
actually there?
psychic damage. You take 4 psychic
Yep.
damage at the beginning
Yep.
of your turn. You are, for all intents and purposes, for Byron, it is there.
Yep.
It
Okay.
is looming over you.
Then it's going to take everything I've got. I'm gonna hold the dagger up to my mouth. I'm gonna say, "Oh God, save me!" And I'm gonna put this dagger right into whatever it is.
All right. You're just going to reach out and jab with it.
Yeah, I'm gonna stab it.
All right. Let's do it. Hey, thanks for the sub. Aw, gift sub. Thanks, Techie Woman. Sir not appearing in this
So
life.
that's
Welcome.
a
Welcome to the
natural
guild.
one.
Which is absolutely totally narratively right. Like you're fumbling and kind of slipping and cowering, and you swing out just like, and you're not really hitting anything. You miss it.
Bonus action, disengage.
Okay. You can
I'm going to
basically
flee.
move against the wall. You have to stay up against the wall as you try to move away from it.
That's as far as I can make it.
All right. 1 sec. We'll say for narrative purposes, it reaches out and like claws at you with an attack of opportunity, and that's when you take the 4
Okay.
psychic damage. You feel like you just got hit by it.
Okay, cool.
All right. Feyre, you watch as Byron starts racing back towards you, like with just a look of terror in his face.
I turn my visage towards Nogalbu, and I give a brief glance to the fake creature that I have recognized as an illusion, and I will say angrily, none of this is real, and I will move forward. So hopefully that's loud enough that everyone could hear.
Yeah, everybody would hear that.
5, 10, 15, 20. And I will hold forth my oath bow and hear it whisper in my ear in Elvish, swift defeat to my enemies. And I reply to it in Elvish, swift defeat to those who have wronged me. And I let forth my oath bow and attack it. So
Nice. So it's now your sworn enemy, right?
it is my sworn enemy.
You know what? That kind of sent a chill down my spine when you did that Elvish. I'd like you to
That was
take an
awesome.
inspiration point for that.
Yeah. Well,
Thank you.
well deserved.
Yeah.
And let's see. So here's my oath bow. And
Sir-
I get advantage on it. So that didn't hit. Let's see if I can get the sweet natural 20. And because I am elvish and I have the elven feat of elven accuracy, I get to do one more try.
Oh
So
yeah.
much elf in
Here
here.
Here we go. Natural
Let's
20
do it.
coming up.
Oh,
No. But that's all right. I'll take
Almost.
the original, the 20.
Okay.
And of course the first damage that it rolled, which
Yep,
is
the
10.
10 damage. You got it.
And then because it is the oath bow, he gets no benefit from cover, and I get no disadvantage for it being longer range, and he takes an extra 3d6 piercing if that hits.
Holy shit.
pretty sure our longbow can reach over there easily.
Oh yeah, that's definitely within range. Additional
Take,
10.
Additional 10.
Nice.
Yeah.
So you just did 20 points of damage on this guy with one arrow. Is that what you're trying to tell me? And you're not a ranger? I don't buy it.
Correct.
I don't buy it.
I think she's a branger.
She is she's something along those lines. All right,
And-
Farah, anything else?
Rangard.
Bonus action?
Bonus action, fire again.
I
that?
don't think
Yeah,
so, but
I
you
might
could
not get an
bonus
extra
action. You could bonus action move your spiritual weapon forward 20 feet.
Okay. Yeah. Sure.
Um,
Move it. 5, 10.
I don't
If you were dual wielding, you could like two swords. You could use a bonus action to attack with the offhand. But you've got
Move
a
it
bow.
right over here.
Okay.
I don't suppose he was concentrating on anything.
Like here?
was he?
That's a great question to let's see.
How about-
Yes,
Well,
he was.
I guess it can't. Can it float in the air? I guess so. Leave it on the bridge. That's fine.
Yeah, it does. It floats. It like hovers.
Yeah.
I would
He could
think.
even go over the chasm,
Let me make a con save. 15. I forget how con saves work. Con save.
Well, it's 20 damage, right?
Yep. Make a Constitution save. DC equals 10 or half the damage. Yeah, he's fine. So he maintains concentration. I haven't had to do that in a while. All right, Fair. That's the end of your turn, Theo. You are unafflicted by this vision, and it disappears from you because you roll. I think you rolled a pretty high save.
24.
You rolled a natural 20.
So Theo is going to make sure I'm in the right select mode. Move up to the front of the bridge, just to kind of hold it with the spiritual weapon. He's going to look at all this shit. Fuck. And he just plunges the tip of Kalistani into the wood and stone beneath for a second. And the pommel, which always seems to be some sort of blue crystalline orb anyway, flares in blinding blue light as a wall of light will appear. Draw a shape, see if this works. I have 60 feet of it, so yeah. So a wall of light. Oh gosh, I need to draw a line, and I'm bad at this. I am so bad at this.
It's all right.
Freehand. There we go.
Do polygon.
Give it a try. What are you using right now?
The spell he is casting is Wall of Light. As quite literally a 60-foot long, 5 foot wide, 10 foot tall wall of blinding azure light suddenly pierces across this whole fucking thing.
Con saves needed, huh?
And
what's my DC? I'll
your
roll
DC is
for
17
Nogalbu.
for both of them.
Nogalbu fails, and let's see. The Raven Undead guy, 13. So they both fail.
They both fail. They
Yeah.
take. Hold on.
Ouch. 48 radiant damage.
They both take 21 points of radiant damage. Are
Holy shit.
blinded for a minute. No further save. They are just blinded for a minute. If
21
they
total points. Holy
Yep.
shit.
And if they start their turn in the wall, they take 48 more points.
All right, I need to make a
radiant
con
damage.
save. Let me make a con save for the terrifying
fail.
illusion thing.
Please fail.
12, half of that, it succeeds somehow.
Ah.
But Theo, describe to us how this wall of light destroys this raven undead creature.
It just the light, like he thrusts it down, the sword down. There's this flash of light, and the azure light just erupts from the ground in this literally blinding wall of light that bisects this awful demon thing. And it's radiant damage, so I imagine there's a lot of searing, burning, and screeching. It does one other important thing here as well for certain people. Since technically Nogalbu's on the other side of that wall, you can't see him currently. So the frightened condition technically doesn't apply until he moves.
That's true. Yeah, you because he is obscured. Let me just look at this for a second. Blocks line of sight. Creatures can pass through it. Wow, that's freaking sweet. Is that a fifth? What is that? A fifth
That is
level?
a 5th level spell.
Oh, I've never seen that used before. That's pretty awesome.
I've never used it.
That's cool.
It's just whoa.
It worked.
And
It
as
worked.
a bonus action, I can use it to pummel at people with radiant damage on top of that. So it's a win all around.
So the only thing that I will say to sort of clarify is that the source of the fear for Runar and Byron is not Nogalbu. It is the illusion. That's
Okay.
the only difference from what you
well,
said.
I can't see that, but I still
Right.
got
You
him.
don't see it. You did. You did. You definitely got him. So
And Theo just does that, and it's like hair blown back, staring like, oh, that's what that does.
can make a con save at the end of each of its turns, ending the effect on a success. Okay.
Oh, they do get a con save.
Yeah.
You assholes.
Okay.
That's fine.
Yep.
That's me. I'm
No,
done.
no, that's amazing. Runar, you are, of course, terrified at this point still.
Right. Well, that seriously.
This
meant
thing
I
is right
can
in
no
front of
longer-
you. It is right,
Yeah.
like, it is real. It is
I can no
like,
longer see Nogalbu.
you take 4 psychic damage.
Yep. I'm gonna pick up my sword, and that I had previously dropped, and I'm like, where is this? Where is this thing in my mind?
Right in front of you. Like, it's looming over you.
All right. I'm going to kind of like instinctively back up and swing out at the thing.
Okay. Yeah, you swing and you don't hit anything, but as you move away, it kind of swings at you, and you take that 4 points of psychic damage. You get the sense that it's like a claw attack or some sort of one of those spores that come out and like explode.
And yeah, so I guess I'll just take the dodge action.
Yeah, that's very smart. Okay, that brings us to well,
If I can do that, can I do that? Can I swing and then take it?
actually, probably not. You probably
Okay.
used your attack action.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Seeing that it was like that, nothing happened. I'm like backed up against this wall and confused.
Yeah.
I don't know what else to do.
I know. You're very
Plus,
confused.
I can't see Nogalbu because he's blind. I'm blinded to him now. Like I can't see him,
Right.
so I wouldn't know to attack him, or I wouldn't be able to see where to attack him.
Okay. So this is interesting.
Well, yeah.
So that's the end of your turn, right? That brings us to
yeah.
Nogalbu. I'm definitely going to make a con save. I'm going to, he has magic resistance, so he has advantage on saving throws, which is good. That's at the end of his turn. So
At the beginning of his turn, he takes
let's
damage,
just
though, right?
see.
Nope, he takes damage if you end it in,
Yep.
which is
Oh, if he
less
ends.
sensible.
So he's going to stagger forward 5 feet, so he's not in the wall. Just instinctively, he's like rubbing his eyes and like cursing in some strange language. What languages does he speak? Elvish. He's cursing in Elvish, so you would understand him. He's cursing.
Theo
Fucking
just yells-
usurpers.
Theo just yells back at Elvin, "Yeah, fuck your balls."
Okay, that's fine. And then because he doesn't have to see you for this, and he did see where you were before, he's gonna use Mind Shatter. I need you to, Theo, to make a DC 17. Well, a Wisdom save. I shouldn't have told you what it was, but a Wisdom save. Make a Wisdom save. I'm
It's
sure
okay to
it'll be
let
fine.
people know the DCs. It makes things easier in the long run.
I usually don't.
I've got
though.
advantage because I'm sitting next to Feyre's power,
Yep.
which I needed.
Yes,
Total
you did.
23.
All right. So you're gonna take half of this damage.
Because I'm in the circle of power, I take no damage, correct?
There you go. Yep.
Yeah, if
So
it's
you
half,
take
yeah,
no
then
damage.
it's none.
Yep, that's awesome. And then I am going to, for this guy, make a, what kind of a save was it again?
Constitution.
Constitution save, thank you. With advantage. 16 is not going to cut it. I think
Not
it's a
gonna cut it,
17.
need a
So
17.
he continues to be blinded. It is 10 o'clock. Do you guys want to go a little bit later, or?
I'm okay with that.
Up to you guys. I'm good.
I'm good.
All right.
Let's
That
do
brings
it.
us to the top of, or no, Byron, it's your turn. You are again
Oh yeah.
cowering, and this thing is continuing to loom over you.
Yeah, I'm gonna throw up.
Is that your action?
That's my action.
That's his
bonus
psychic
action.
damage right there.
Oh,
Uh,
Techie woman just came in with some advantages. Thank you,
Oh.
Techie. Gosh, you're being
That
you are
one
so
for me.
generous, people.
So
Thank you so
kind.
much.
No
Well, we
kidding.
got a bunch
yeah.
of those. tonight.
Sheesh. Yeah, thank you
We're gonna
guys
need 'em all.
so
Um,
much.
Back up to 3. If
This
I
is
could
a
get
tough
out of this
one.
Condition, yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
not good.
Yeah. So action, throw up, bonus action. I'm going to flee to my nearest ally, which is going to be Runar.
Runar fucking Deg.
We'll just shield wall together.
I'm going to try and get Runar between me and the creature that
All right, that's cool. I'll allow it. The thing was kind of like looming over you, so you'd have a hard time moving that way. But it's fine. You're up against Runar for moral support.
Yep.
Go ahead.
I'm going to nudge Runar a couple times.
I couldn't hit it. I couldn't hit it.
What is going on?
That's my turn.
All right.
Did you see them
Farah.
freaking out behind you?
Yeah, you guys are just losing
Vomiting,
your
you're
shit.
flailing at air.
Hey, Byron, roll a con save for
You
me.
just see 2 big eyes behind a shield.
Roll a con save. Okay.
17.
All right. You don't poop your pants.
Well, that's good.
Yeah. All right, Farah, it's your
That'd
turn.
be embarrassing a second time.
It wouldn't be the first time it's happened in this campaign, though.
I shout at them
Season.
again. It's not real.
It's not real.
That helps less than you'd think, dear.
And I then turn again and shoot my oath bow in the Nogalbu. And this time I'm actually gonna flip it to
Shoot
advantage.
that Nogalbu.
Use an advantage.
Well, no, I
You
already
still-
have advantage, and then I
Oh.
have
You
a
still get
third.
it?
That's right, because you the oath bow.
I get a third one for my
Oh, nice.
elven accuracy.
Here it comes.
Oh!
Oh!
That's what it's for.
Yep, that is
Uh,
what it's for.
Natural 20 for 28.
Yeah, that hits. That hits.
And then 18 critical piercing.
Holy
damage.
shit. Okay. Okay.
And then 3d6 additional damage
Holy
for being my
shit.
sworn enemy.
Wow.
Total
Fuck that
da-
guy.
What's the total damage?
Total damage
Uh,
was 32 damage.
Yes.
Holy cow.
That raises the con save.
Yeah, 32 damage. Con save coming up. So I have to roll a 16 on the con save in order to maintain concentration on the spell that's essentially fending off 2 of the attackers, but not really helping them all that much. And I did not do it. I rolled a 10. So Byron and Runar, immediately the visions fade. The nightmare vision fades from view. Anything else, Farah, after that massive destructive blast of your oath bow?
In Elvish, I will yell at him, "You will die for this." And
You just hear him say, "Fuck, I think you're right." All right. That brings us to Theo.
Oh, Theo, you've mastered the elven pronunciation.
Theo.
I'm very impressed. Theo is going to run across the bridge. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Get to the other side. He's going to level Kalistani at this asshole, well silhouetted in the light, and utters a harsh word. Blue energy pulses from Kalistani for a moment, and bands of blue runes begin to encircle the Nogalbu's head and arms and legs as I cast Wrath, or as a bonus action, I afflict him with Wrath of the Blade Bearer, which does all sorts of fun things for me. But the important part is, as an action, Theo will then raise Kalistani overhead, and 5 feet of the wall will diminish, will be taken off the far side. Or is it 10 feet? I think it's 10 feet come off the wall as the light reflects off of Kalistani, and he makes a ranged spell attack using the wall of light against this fucking guy, which I don't have programmed into my sheet, so I'm just going to roll a d20 and add some things.
Yep, do some math in. I like it. We're going to make you work for this one.
Well, I didn't expect to use it. Not the best. Where's my spell? There it is. Plus a 9. That is only a 14 to hit.
That does not
14.
hit.
Goes wide and just scorches some of the ground around him.
Yep. So sorry
By the
about
way,
that.
can I bonus action move that spiritual weapon 20 feet across
Yeah.
the bridge?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You didn't use your bonus action before, so yeah.
Correct.
And that's all I've got.
Only because I care. All right, so that brings us to the top of the order with Runar Deg.
The fog of fear
Has lifted.
lifts from
Yeah.
Runar's eyes, and the rage takes the place of that fear. And he's going to charge forward. One.
Does he
2,
tear his shirt off like Hulk Hogan? Just fucking...
So right up here next to Theo,
Yeah.
he's going to drop his sword again and huck another javelin at this guy.
Oh shit! Javelin toss.
Look at that fucking guy.
And
Huck
just
it.
say, "You son of a bitch!"
Oh.
And let's see. Here we go. I'm going to use one of my advantages.
Okay.
Brings me down to 2. I will throw it. Here we go.
Hucky.
Oh, I'm going to make this a sharpshooter attack with the javelin.
Okay.
Oh, natural 20.
Very nice.
Okay,
Guys,
So I'm
You
pretty sure
throw the
22
javelin.
hits,
22 hits. What's the total damage?
18 damage,
Holy
And-
crap.
and I
Okay.
will is he holding anything in his hands?
He has like a wooden staff in his hand.
I'm going to make that a disarming attack.
Okay.
So I will add a superiority die to the damage roll.
screw
Okay.
your stick.
Ooh, that's an extra 3 damage. And
Holy shit.
he
So
needs to make a
10
strength saving throw.
So that's 21 points of damage. Strength save coming up. Da, 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 da.
Oh, he just
Seven.
made it.
Yeah.
Okay. And then I'm going to be
Wait, hold on.
okay.
He does not make it. It's a 6.
Oh, okay.
Yep, because he does. There's
So-
no reason why he has advantage for that. So it's a
So
6.
he drops his staff,
Ka-ching!
I guess- and I'm going to just laugh maniacally.
Oh, let's hear it.
And then
Oh, wow.
I'm going to
Oh,
take
jeez.
I'm going to grab another javelin and chuck it at him again.
Wow. All right.
You know what the hell? I'm going to burn another advantage to do
Yeah,
that.
why
that was
not?
fun.
That's
That
what
was
they're
fun.
for.
That was fun.
That's why.
Another.
That's why you were given those advantages by our benevolent Chad,
Yeah.
who always wants you guys to succeed for whatever reason. I don't understand it. I just don't
And-
understand it.
Here we go.
Chuck away, my friend. Oh,
25,
yeah, that's gonna
20 to hit
That's
for
gonna
a
hit.
total of 19.
Sharpshooter again.
Yeah.
Okay. 19.
And then I will
I
make
hear
that,
you. I hear you.
You know what the heck? I'll try
Do it.
no what no, not that one. Okay. I'll try to make that it's a long shot.
Too
But I'll
many
try to make it
options.
another menacing attack.
Okay. This is the
So-
fear one.
He scared you. You're allowed to make him scared.
Wisdom
So
save.
it's additional 5 damage on top of that
Ouch.
19.
Okay. 22 on the wisdom save.
Okay, yeah, I know he's pretty wise.
Yeah.
Um,
5 more damage though. Let me get that down. Okay. He's not looking good.
okay. Let's see. How many javelins do I have left?
Well, you've made 2 attacks already. I don't know if you have more attacks.
Well, I'm a fighter.
Are you going to action surge?
Wait, I gotta update some things here. I'm not going to because I don't have enough javelins left.
Limited by javelins,
Theo.
folks. That's a problem. Remember all those javelins that were handed to you at what was that, like 3 sessions ago, Theo?
Yeah. I put that I got 4.
Well,
So I've thrown
sorry,
3.
man. Sorry. You've done a massive amount of damage, though. So I think you should feel good about this turn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was all my movement. So
I wouldn't feel bad
right
about
here.
it.
I'm good.
Okay. All right, that brings us to Nogalbu. And as the javelins hit him, you watch as he staggers back. I'll make a constitution save, I think it was. Was it a con save, Michael? To come out of the blindness?
Yes.
Okay. 18?
18 does
Makes it. Yep. So his eyes, sort of the milkiness of his eyes fade, and he looks at you, and he says, "I didn't think the Namashal had it in them. Those pesky elves. It's about time they came for me." And you can see he's got these javelins stuck in him, arrows from Feyre stuck in him, scorch marks from God knows what kind of necromantic magic from Theo. Who knows? From this wall of necromantic
Radiant
light.
necromancy.
Yeah, exactly. And he just kind of falls. He kind of staggers back, and he falls over the cauldron, which is bubbling and boiling, and there's a fire beneath it, and he's sort of hanging onto it. He says, "You've come for this, then. You can have it." And he falls down, hits the ground, and he's holding out the unicorn shard. And it looks almost exactly like the shard that Byron has, except for the fact that it is more intricately shaped. It looks like the shard from the Hyakutaki crash site. He falls to the ground and releases it, and it rolls across the stone floor. And you watch as his body, similar to these raven creatures, starts to sort of fade. And in its place, you watch as all of the cloak and all of the clothing and even the antlers are still there, but the flesh of the body disapparates, and there is instead in its place a disgusting swarm of giant maggots that start to writhe and wriggle. There we go. Hey, welcome back, guys. We're just getting to the end of this session. They start to wriggle out, and they are going to move towards you. Let me just get on the right.
I don't like maggots. They're not. Well, I like medical maggots. They're actually really cool. But swarms of them coming at characters? Nah,
Well,
bro.
these not only are these swarms, but it's a swarm of. I think is it giant maggots? No, it's just a swarm of maggots. They're not giant, at least. But they do have a fairly fast speed. They are going to move.
Fast maggots.
They go through. They start to work their way through the crates and the bundles and stuff, and they're fast, and they get to right here on the edge of the water's edge, and that is their turn. Byron, it's your turn.
Kill it, kill it, kill it, kill it, kill it.
I'm going to take out a gut punch Molotov. I am going to light the gut punch Molotov. And then I'm going to move 5. Wait, I'm going to move up. I'm going to move here.
Yeah, it's ew for sure. Sir no Sir
gonna
not
move up.
appearing in this life.
Right behind Theo and Runar, and I'm gonna have my hand open, the gut punch Molotov ready to be grabbed by one of my teammates and hurled, but I cannot throw it because I'm out of actions.
Like
Well,
you do.
Yep.
Was
Luckily,
it a free action to light it?
Farah.
It's an action to pull it out, or no, it's an action to light it.
Yep.
It's a free action to pull it.
Yep. All right, so you get up there and you're holding it out. Farah, it's your turn.
Yeah.
I would say Farah, roll a perception check. Let's see if you can see what's going on. You do watch as this creature falls to the ground, and you hear the words that it says as it dies.
14.
I would say with that, you can see just a little bit of something happening, but you're not quite sure what it is. Something's happening. You can see the guys are like, what the fuck? Byron
Okay.
rushes up.
So first, the spiritual weapon should be at least here from
Oh,
that
okay.
bonus action
Got it.
because it never moved. That's all right. And then I will move forward on the bridge. 5, 10, 15. Can I see what's going on right now as I run forward?
Roll another perception check as you get up onto the bridge and you look about. You can kind of maybe see there might be some indication from the direction that the guys are looking. 15 was what I was looking for. You can see that there are these grubs, these maggots, these worms that are wriggling through the wood pile off to your left, to your east. It seems like they're headed towards the water.
I attack it with my oath bow, and does it still count as Nogalbu?
It does not.
Oh,
Wretched Cuts, thanks for the follow. We appreciate you being here. Take a shot if you can. It is gonna benefit.
I'll do it with advantage.
Okay, it's gonna
because
benefit from cover.
Okay, that is true.
So it
Since it's
has
no longer
it's
Nogalbu.
going to have a higher AC as it does have some cover from the I'm going to say it has half cover from the wood pile.
Okay.
Ooh.
18.
Yeah, that you pull the arrow back and fire and you kill a couple of these large maggot wormy type things that you've never seen before in your entire life that are making their way. What's the total damage?
Making it work.
7.
I shouldn't have said that. I hate when I say that. 7. Okay. So you
And
kill
then-
you kill 2 of them. Let's say.
For my bonus action, I move that spiritual weapon this turn
Okay.
over to the maggots,
5,
and
10.
I just
Yeah, you can get
smash
there.
it
Start
down.
smashing.
Oh.
Absolutely.
Crunch.
Smash.
20 to hit
Ooh, wow.
for 11 force damage.
Even with the benefit of the cover, you're gonna hit them. So 11.
Yep.
Yeah, you crush a few more, but it's not all of them. I think that's the end of your turn, isn't it? All right, Theo.
A housekeeping question: since I had him cursed with the Blade Bearer's Wrath, when he dies, I got hit points back. Did he technically die? So I technically got hit points back.
That's a good
I would
question.
say that's a really good question. This is a very metaphysical question because in the sort of the parlance of death in Dungeons and Dragons, there are multiple sort of realms that your soul and your body can pass through on the way to its final resting place. And in this case, I think I would say that yes, the form of Nogalbu died, and that would fulfill your power, your feature. So yes, you gain hit points
Sexy.
back.
My hit points are once more maxed out. Theo's just gonna hold Kalistani aloft once more. The wall of light diminishes by 10 more feet as a ray, glints out towards the blade and is reflected into those maggots. And
Okay.
I will make a ranged spell attack.
Okay, they do have some cover, but please attack.
So that's a 19 total.
Yep, that hits.
Okay,
Damage.
just a second.
Man, you
48
guys
radiant.
are sharpshooters.
So that is 19 points of radiant damage.
you fire. What is this? Is this
It's literally a feature of the Wall of Light. You can direct the Wall of Light to attack essentially as your action. So in
Okay.
this case, it's like the light has lanced off, hit the magic sword, and reflected off to
Holy
hit
shit.
those fucking maggots.
Fucking
Just sear 'em up.
warlocks. I love it. Yeah. So you sort of hold your sword out, and you the wall of light sort of, like you say, ricochets off the blade, and you bounce back down towards these maggots, and they just crisp up, ignite into flames, and you watch as one maggot continues to just make its way to the water. But the flame of the wall hits it, and it burns up. And they, my friend,
demons.
are dead.
Oh, I really wanted to throw that Molotov.
You guys have
Yeah.
defeated the Nogalbu, and you have also perhaps unknowingly averted a massive tragedy if those strange worms that I'm sure you go to investigate afterwards potentially made their way into the water source that feeds the grove of Argosalon. That could have caused some major fucking problems, but because you guys are heroes and you stopped that from happening, we're going to have to come back next week to adjudicate the rest of the end of this encounter. But I will say this, my heroes, you have succeeded in your endeavor to recover the Shard of Elenstra. Did I say that right? I don't even know anymore. Thank you. You have
Loot that
recovered the
later.
Shard, possibly some other things that we'll talk about next week. And dude, I'm excited for all of you. Good job.
Yeah.
Nicely done. Thank you for being here. Thanks to the chat for helping these guys out with all the advantages and getting involved with the battle. And that's what we love. We love it when y'all get involved and play with us. So thank you for that.
So fun.
Yeah, Wretched Cuts. Hey, welcome. I don't think we've seen you here before. Welcome to the guild. If you're not following us here on Twitch, please do. We would love to see you again. And we're going to give away some stuff. So we're going to give away some Old Goat Beard Company beard oil here in just a couple of minutes. You're going to love it. A lot of us use it. It's really good stuff. This is the cedar and leather. I use it pretty much daily. I'm going to have to order some new stuff. Andy and his wife, the Old Goat and his wife, they make it in their house. So this is like handcrafted small batch stuff that they make, and they'll ship it to you in the continental United States. And then also we're giving away a copy of the Encounters in Barovia by our friends at CZRPG. They do an amazing job of producing third-party content for Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition, settings, player options, a huge amount of maps that they provide. They have a Patreon that's pretty awesome. So please check out their stuff. Kirk will drop the Patreon link in the chat for us in here in just a second.
I have actually used some of those assets during the game I ran. A couple of those combat maps were actually from Encounters in Barovia because they're really good mood, full of fog and mist. So cannot recommend that shit enough.
That's awesome. That's great to hear. Yeah, and we've run. Well, Michael, you ran the Island of Endless Fog as a short shot. That was super fun. Yep. So they make some really good stuff. So you're gonna want to check out if you're running a Curse of Strahd campaign, or you have a special DM in your life that you would like to help out. This would be an awesome resource for them. Anyways, let's go ahead and pull some winners here. We've got
T-shirts on sale right now.
Oh, do we have T-shirts? Oh, Andy, give us a
Merch
heads
is
up.
On sale.
Oh
Merch
my God,
is
we
on
have
sale
merch
right now. By the way, yeah.
Is it really?
It's on sale. It's like almost 40% off right now.
Shit,
40% off merch.
Now is the time.
36%.
New shirts.
Wow,
That's
that's
more
great.
than
I forgot we had that.
$35.
This is the old logo. You can get the new logo, hoodies, T-shirts,
Either way, you can get the best logo.
baby clothes,
All the logos,
coffee mugs,
wall hangings.
coat. Like I don't know. Did I say coffee mugs? Yeah.
Coffee
Pillowcases.
cases?
I don't know.
Pillowcases, wall art.
I'm gonna be
You could
honest
get a
with you.
giant.
I
Guild
forgot that we
wall
had
art.
merch.
Hang it
I
up over your
forgot we
bed.
had it. I really did.
forgot we had
I'm
merch?
glad you brought it. I'm glad you brought
Yeah.
it up because I
We
forgot
got
we had
merch.
merch. Yeah,
Yep.
and it's on sale.
Check it out.
All right, here we go. Ashley, if you wouldn't mind the 5-second countdown.
All right. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and go.
Who is it going to be? Who's it going to be? Who is it going to be?
Who's it gonna be?
Here we go. Hey,
appearing
Sir
in
not
this
appearing in
life.
this life. Welcome. You're a new guildie. We appreciate you being here. You have won the giveaway. If you're in the continental United States, you're eligible for either of the gifts. You just need, or winnings. You just need to let us know which one you want. Do you want the beard oil or do you want the Encounters in Barovia PDF? All you need to do is let us know. Folks, you can still get in. We're going to do another drawing here if you want to. Ty, I don't see you in here, buddy. You're eligible too, Dungeon Mr. Ty. It's good to see you here, by the way. All right, here we go. What do you, Sir? Yoo-hoo!
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
what
they're here.
would you
They're
like?
here.
What would you like, sir? Would you
Beard
like to go with
oil
the
or
beard oil?
adventure?
Yeah, your choice. We're gonna get ready to draw another winner here. Yahoo!
Yeah, wahoo.
We'll see. We'll see.
Yep. All right, here we
Well,
go.
we could do the other drawing and we'll see
Yep.
which one.
Silver Red
Sir
Fox
Not
Gaming
Appearing in
is
This Life
our
decides on.
second winner. Congratulations.
Woo!
Adventure.
All right, Silver
No
Red Fox
beard.
Gaming, you will be getting the beard oil. I will reach out to both of you and I'll connect with you to make sure you get those gifts. Thank you all for being here. We're going to go ahead and quickly raid, so stick with us here. Let's see. Who are we raiding? It's interesting to see. Is Phoenix online? Yep, Phoenix is there.
Phoenix,
We're going
Stella Luna. Yeah.
Cape. All right, we're gonna go raid Phoenix, you guys. So thank
Oh,
you
yeah.
all for being here. Let them know how much we love them. Give them the raid emojis. For those of you that followed us tonight, you got the raid emoji. Hit them up with it. We're gonna go raid them. Thank you all for being here. We love you. We appreciate you. And we will see you next Monday. We've got our Free League game on Monday, and we'll see you next week for to figure out what the hell happens here in Saltmarsh. Bye.
Bye.